Good evening and welcome to Center Grove High School for the 17th annual Copper Kettle football clash between the number 6 Center Grove Trojans and the number 1 Carmel Greyhounds. Other one, I'm Kevin Conrad along with Ted Kitchell and Rick Embry. We welcome you to Center Grove Trojan football. And Ted, it's always so special when these two teams get together on any athletic field or court, but it doesn't get any more special than the football field. What a rivalry these two teams are, and they'll be fighting for the Copper Kettle tonight.
Well, it used to always be the biggest game to start the year, and now that we start with Warren Central, that game is also big. So a lot of front-loaded, big-time games here for Center Grove, and two excellent programs, great schools, great athletic directors. Great coaches. Kevin Wright has done a nice job here at Carmel after winning a number of state championships at Warren Central. Obviously, everybody here on the south side knows what Eric has done here at Center Grove with all the great kids he's had here. But it should be a great football game. Again, it's a little hot, a little humid to start off with. Once the sun goes down, it should be very, very nice. Center Grove, a team that's looking for offense, and they're going to need some here tonight if they expect to win.
Tonight's pregame show is being presented by Duke Homes. Duke Homes in its 28th year of business, and Duke Homes continues to place its focus on its roots, producing and developing the best home sites and homes in central Indiana. Duke Homes, a proud supporter of Center Grove football. And Ted, for these two teams, both teams have been very, very good defensively, very, very good with the special teams. The offenses so far have not posted many points up to this point.
Yeah, Center Grove has got to find some offense. They have got to find, a little bit better running game. Their offensive line has got to do a better job of opening up holes. And then Joey Siderwitz is going to have to do a better job of, throwing the football up the field. So far, his passing numbers don't look that bad, but pretty much he's just throwing little screen passes out to the running backs. I mean, you've got to open up the field and make the defense play up and down the field. And until he shows other teams that they can do that, they're going to prepare, and they're going to be very difficult to play against. So the offense for Center Grove has got to play better, and I think it all starts with the offensive line.
Again tonight, Center Grove hosting Carmel in the 17th annual Copper Kettle game. Up next, Center Grove head coach Eric Moore will join us to preview tonight's rivalry game. This is the Duke Homes pregame show.
When it comes to quality, we don't cut corners. When it comes to excellence, our work ethic is unparalleled. When it comes to honesty, we live and breathe by it. When it comes to custom homes and remodeling, we've been serving Central Indiana for 28 years. And when it comes to relationships, well, that's what we do. Because when it comes to your community and your unique custom home, it's all about you. Welcome to Duke Homes.
Where's the best place to get answers about your water? Aqua Systems, the home water experts. Since 1959, Aqua Systems has been manufacturing and installing top-quality water softeners, drinking water systems, and whole-house filtration systems for even the toughest water issues. Stop by anytime to get your water tested free and learn more about how we can help you have better water. If you need bottled water or salt delivered to your home or office, we do that too. CG football fans, mention this ad and get a special discount. And most importantly, go Trojans.
Well, Coach, one of the biggest games of the regular season, if not the biggest game, we have the Copper Kettle game tonight with Carmel.
Yeah, it's become a real South Side tradition for the North and South to get together and have a good rivalry football game. We share the Copper Kettle to the winner. We are claiming that Copper Kettle as of right now. It's sitting there in our locker room with all those beautiful red CGs on it. We're hoping to add another red CG on it for tonight for this year's senior class.
You know, if you look and listen to the media this week, and heck, for that matter, a lot of the fans, they'll probably think we're a heavy underdog. We're coming in 1-1. However, when you look at this season, we went to overtime with the number 27 ranked team in the USA Today poll, and we had a close game against Whiteland last week, but we overcame a lot of adversity, and at the end of the day, you know what, they were a pretty good football team.
Yeah, it's always hard playing a county rival like that we haven't had a long-standing rival with, and that in the last few weeks or the few seasons we've really decimated them in scores of 56-0 and 56-6 and things like that. And quite frankly, it's hard to get your kids up for teams in football at Center Grove anymore if they're not the Purple Guys from Ben Davis or the Greyhounds from Carmel or Warren Central. Kids are kids, and I think that they respect teams, but sometimes you just don't get as emotionally involved. I think Whiteland was way more emotionally involved for that football game than the Trojans were. That's probably my fault, but it is tough with 18-year-old kids to convince them that every game is important. But when it's not a MIC game, you just don't see the the sell-in for the importance of a game like that. So with that, we put ourselves in a hole and we shot ourselves in the foot a few times, made some mistakes, but in the end we came back and we controlled the game in the second half. Really started with Connor Steeb running down Callahan there down the sideline at the end of the first half when he was way ahead, and he ran him down and pulled him down on like the 5 or 6 yard line. Then we had a goal line stand, took that in at halftime, sort of regrouped and tried to find ourselves. And after that, I thought we controlled the game. And a couple times we scored there, and they took one away. But we had more control of the game after that.
Something a little different this year. When the schedule came out, obviously we know we're playing MIC opponents, but the schedule changed a little bit this year. And as we looked at it and reviewed it, we knew that the first 4 games were going to be really, really a challenge. You have the powerhouses in the MIC, and then the Johnson County rival. And obviously we want to come out and win the night, but when you look at these first 4 games, is it fair to say that if we can just get out of the first 4 games healthy so we can really get ready and groove for the rest of the season, is that a good statement?
Yeah, it's very accurate. 3 of the best football teams in the state, and then Whiteland, which is maybe one of the best 5A football teams in the sate, and playing the best. That's the best Whiteland team we've played and the most physical. So, it was the first 4 weeks is a huge test for our program. To maybe vision down the road what might possibly happen. So if you can get out of this week and next week and still be walking out to practice, you got a shot at it. And then from that point, then you just try to build on positive things that happen within the game. In Indiana, everybody makes the playoffs, so you just continue to keep going and hoping that you can build upon that. And the real season starts that second week of October.
Thinking of injuries, we started this season, Max Norris had really gone through the entire spring being injured. He finally kind of hit his mold last week about the second half of the game. The other thing that a lot of people I think have forgotten is we lost number 5, Devin Hensley, the very first play against Warren, and he should be back tonight. And when you get number 5 out there, Max hitting his stride, and Titus McCoy at number 30 running like he has been, I think our offense will change its course and probably be a little bit more fluid. Would you believe that?
Well, that's another accurate statement. But the problem of it is that it's kept the defense on the field way too long. So hopefully getting these powerhouse offensive guys back, Max running like Max can run. We showed signs of that last week. This week will be even better. We'll keep the defense from having to play so much. But we made some mistakes defensively last week that kept them in the game, and we made mistakes offensively. We got to clean that up and let the guys become players. And you're right, Max Norris getting better each week, and Devin Hensley, losing him the first play of the first game after you've game planned for him to be in there was a tremendous setback for our offense. We still almost won the game. So this week maybe we can get a true shot of what the Trojan offense can be.
That said, Copper Kettle game, it's always one of the best. It always goes down to the end typically. Coach, good luck.
Thank you, and hope everybody can come out. Go Trojans.
When I raised my son, I never knew he was going to be a custom home builder. But what I did know, whatever he did, he would be the best.
Appetizers, gentlemen.
I'll start with the steak tartare.
And you, sir?
I'll have the same. But hold the tartare sauce.
The tartare sauce? Really?
I don't like it.
The more you save on insurance, the more you'll have for football. Drivers who switch their home and auto to Allstate saved an average of $503 a year. Are you in good hands?
Ooh, creamy brulee.
Tonight, the number 6 Center Grove Trojans host conference rival, the number 1 ranked Carmel Greyhounds in the 17th annual Copper Kettle game. Hello, everyone. Kevin Conrad along with Ted Kittrell and Rick Embry. We welcome you to Trojan football. And Ted, a little bit of a flashback to last year. The Center Grove Trojans snapped a 5-game losing streak to the Carmel Greyhounds with a 35-26 win at Carmel. And the highlights from that game, Ted, the Rocket, Max Norris, 99-yard touchdown run and a 94-yard touchdown run. And we can see some highlights right here early in the game. Max Norris deep in his own end zone. This actually goes for 104 to 105 yards for a touchdown. Obviously, officially 99 yards. And Max Norris got the Trojans, Ted, off to a great start last year in that great win.
I mean, the first thing that hits your eye right there is he's a much different-looking player this year. I mean, he's much more of a power back, running up inside between the tackles a lot more. Still a pretty speedy guy when he gets the ball out in open. Here you're going to see him again.
Same play.
Same play. This one goes for 94 yards. Last year he had 8 attempts for 216 yards. I think that was 27 yards a carry. So you don't have many nights like that, especially against a good Carmel Greyhound defense. So I'm sure that Carmel hasn't forgotten about that. I'm sure that they've been working towards that. They've had 2 great wins already this year against a very good Hamilton Southeastern and a very good, I cover Louisville, Trinity, always very, very good football team down there. And Carmel able to beat both of them with a very stout defense in both games, only giving up 7 points.
Our first quarter sponsor tonight is Aqua Systems of Center Grove. Is your water hard? Does it taste bad? Is it damaging your fixtures and appliances? If you'd like to find out more about how you can improve your home's water, talk to Center Grove Aqua Systems, located on State Road 135, just south of Stone Creek Restaurant. Aqua Systems is owned and operated by Center Grove families, and their equipment is made right here in central Indiana. Stop by and let their friendly and non-commissioned staff help you get your questions answered, or give them a call at 317-889-6829, or visit them on the web at ilovemywater.com. Center Grove Aqua Systems, our first quarter sponsor.
Center Grove won the toss, deferred, so they will be kicking from south to north, and that's the way the wind's blowing tonight too, and the wind could be a factor tonight, Kevin, for the first time.
We're waiting the Trojans to run onto the football field through the inflated helmet here to the south end zone. Great crowd tonight, as expected, and here are the Center Grove Trojans. Mario Swan on the horn, subbing in this year for Chris Hudson. Mario doing a great job. Again, great crowd, a lot of red and white here on the near side across the way. Carmel with a good crowd in the royal blue and gold. And Ted, it's just that moment where you get goosebumps. You're moments away before what is probably the best rivalry in high school football here in Indiana.
Yeah, it's a great rivalry, and it's a game that's very, very important to Center Grove. I mean, Center Grove has not played that well yet this year. Their defense has held them in games. Special teams have helped keep them in games. But they need to make a statement offensively and need to start scoring some points, moving the football up and down the field, both passing and running the football. And, tonight's the night you need to do it, because you look at next week's schedule and all of a sudden you're playing over on the west side of town, of which, in watching the teams play, I feel like even though they're not rated number 1, I think Ben Davis is the best team in the state right now because they have a great leader. So this is a game that you need to get on track and get your team on track and start thinking about, trying to get a part of that MIC conference title.
Head coach of the Trojans, Eric Moore, in his 17th year, 5 conference championships in the mix, state champs in 2008 against Carmel. In the Kettle Series, Coach Moore, 6 wins, 9 losses. Center Grove number 6 in the coaches poll in 6A this week, number 7 in the AP media poll. Kevin Wright, head coach of the Carmel Greyhounds in his 5th year, 43-9. State champs for the Greyhounds in 2011. Carmel 2-0 on the season, number 1 in both polls this week. Center Grove 1-1 on the season. Center Grove in the red jerseys. A couple of weeks ago against Warren, they had the black camo jerseys. Back to the traditional red uniforms tonight. Junior Nathaniel Snyder will kick for the Center Grove Trojans, and he will put this one in the end zone, out of the end zone, and nearly in the north end zone bleachers for a touchback. Great start for the Trojans with that great kick by Nathaniel Snyder.
Yeah, it's a great weapon they've got, especially with a little bit of wind behind him tonight. He's not had any problem getting to the end zone all year, and you put a little wind behind him. the wind could play a factor tonight. I mean, whoever, field goals could be important. Carmel won their game last week. Their kicker kicked a 42-yard field goal. Carmel, a very good kicking football team, both punting and kicking the football.
Michael Victrip, not the starting quarterback. It's Isaac James at the quarterback position from the gun. Running play, couple of yards off the left side of the line for the Carmel Greyhounds, 4 yards.
The thing you have to watch as number 20 for Center Grove loses his helmet. He's got to come off for one. But whenever you play a Kevin Wright team, he always has a very good quarterback, and he loves to run that read option, which Center Grove has struggled against in the last few years.
That was Shakir Pascal with that 4-yard gain on second down. Good yardage for the Carmel Greyhounds. It'll bring up 3rd and short. That was Keith Sears, linebacker, who had to run off the field because of a helmet issue. He was replaced by Bennett. 3rd and 1 is the call for Coach Kevin Wright and the Carmel Greyhounds. Quickly to the line of scrimmage. They go with the handoff right up the gut, and they pick up the first down with Shakir Pascal. He's their top returning rusher.
Power football. Just basically 3 runs off tackle, picked up 10 yards, first down. Very strange. We came into this game expecting Michael, is it Victrip? Victrip. Michael Victrip to be the quarterback. He's been quarterbacking him all year, and all of a sudden he's not there.
Good stop by the Trojans. New set of downs here for the Carmel Greyhounds. It'll bring up 2nd and 10. No gain. Ball at the Carmel 32-yard line.
Short gain of about 2.
They will give him a couple. And you're right, Ted. The quarterback is Isaac James. He's a senior at 5'11", 190 pounds. He started the last couple of years, and they'll use him in different spots. Quarterback, maybe a receiver, running back. He's quite an athlete.
I saw number 12, Victor. He was warming up, so he's available. I don't know why they've decided to make the change here.
3rd and 5. The Greyhounds quickly to the line of scrimmage, now checking for the play to the sideline. Pascal just to the right of James, and he'll keep the football.
There it is.
On that zone read, the quarterback keeps it. He's close to a first down. It will be a Greyhound first down. He picks up 6.
You see a lot of colleges run it. Auburn runs it a lot. The zone read, Manziel could run it a lot at A&M. I mean, anybody that has a running quarterback, it's very dangerous. You really have to be, stay in your lanes and not get to chasing the football, because it just makes it very difficult when that quarterback holds it in there and then runs around the end.
Flag down before the snap of the football on first down for Carmel at the 10-minute mark here in the opening quarter. First drive of the night for the Greyhounds.
Movement.
Going against the Greyhounds, 5-yard penalty. Again, the Trojan defense has been very, very good here in the opening 2 games.
This is interesting watching Carmel. I mean, they're just, this is just straight ahead football. I mean, they're not really doing anything fancy. We'll see it 1st and 15 if they have to change up that game plan.
Chris Perkins now in the backfield. He's a senior. And they'll hand it off to Perkins. He tried to get outside. Great job. The Trojans were able to turn that one in. Nice job by the defensive end, Devin Wilson. He's a junior. Good one.
As we said, Carmel has not scored a lot of points either this year. I mean, they've scored 24 points, 14 and 10 in their 2 wins. It's just their defense has played very, very good and only given up 7 each game.
1 yard on the play, and movement by the Center Grove Trojans.
Looked like number 3.
It will go against the Trojans. That's going to be actually Javon Swan. That's who I saw move, and he kind of pats himself on the chest saying, that's my bad. That's number 51, Javon Swan, another fine young defensive lineman for the Trojans. He and Cameron Tidd have played so well on that D-line for the Trojans. So that'll make it 2nd and 9 at the Carmel 44. James from the gun. He'll hand it off. And again, Ted, nothing fancy. Straight ahead running. Falls just shy of the 50-yard line. It'll be marked down at the 49. So a 4-yard pickup for Chris Perkins.
I would think that they would punt the football right here. I mean, your defense has played great all year.
Third down.
Oh, it's only third down. I'm sorry.
Still got 3rd and 4 here for Carmel. Perkins in the backfield, and he'll take the handoff, and he's going to be just shy of the first down. 4th and short. Give him 3 yards on the run. Sadrell, junior linebacker, with the tackle. And Kevin Wright at the moment going for it. 4th and 2. Ball at the Trojan 49. Isaac James, he's their playmaker, the quarterback in the gun. James will keep it, and he'll get the first down. He gets it to the 46-yard line. You just knew that it was going to stay in the hands of James to make a play. He picks up 4 yards.
Let's see what type of adjustments Center Grove makes. I mean, Carmel has not even looked like they might throw the football. Even though they're working out of the shotgun, everything is a read option, everything pretty much straight ahead football. I'm surprised Center Grove doesn't move their defense up a little bit, get about 8 guys in the box, and make Carmel do something different.
Man in motion. Handoff off left side to the 40. Perkins. 6 yards for Perkins.
What was the old saying? 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
That's what we have here in this opening drive for Carmel.
I mean, it's just nothing fancy. I mean, they're just lining up man on man and lined up in the shotgun, and then they were just feeding it to him, and he's getting about 4 or 5 yards a carry.
2nd and 4 at the Trojan 39. Pascal close to another first down. His forward lean gets him that first down. He's inside the 35.
Well,
good spot gets him a first down.
Yeah, the one thing that concerns you is the one thing Eric talked about in the pregame is you got to get your defense off the field. The defense has spent a lot of time on the field. You worry about injuries when they're out there. Obviously, they're going to get tired early tonight. The sun is still extremely hot. You're losing a lot of liquids out there. All of a sudden, if Carmel takes this ball and goes, 14, 15 plays, I mean, you wonder what it's going to do to your defense the rest of the game.
Luttgreen and Fresher on the tackle. And now movement by Carmel. 2 of their guys took off too soon. So on 1st and 10, a 5-yard penalty.
Well,
at the moment, Ted, it's a 12-play drive at the moment.
Yeah, 12 plays, and they still they're only at the 35, 40-yard line. Here you're going to take a look. Very, 2 guys jumped, so something wasn't right in the huddle. Somebody didn't get the message. When you look at this offensive line for Carmel, 5 guys or 4 of the 5 guys are returning starters, and they're 2-year starters, and they average about 260 pounds.
Shakir Pascal gets back to the original line of scrimmage at the 35. 5-yard.
Well, that's the second time they've gotten a penalty. Second time they've looked at 1st and 15, and have continued to just stay with their power running game.
Zach Hart gets credit for the tackle. 2nd and 10 at the 7-minute mark here in the opening quarter of the 17th annual Copper Kettle game.
So far, the Carmel offensive line, we talked about, 260 pounds a man, and a lot of returning starters right there dominating this game.
So far, 45 yards gained by Carmel on this drive, and to the 30-yard line. Short of the first down, Ted. It's going to be 3rd and 6. Big play here for the Trojan defense.
Big play. They need to get some penetration here. Carmel, just controlling the offensive line, and they look very, very confident right now. You need to make a stop right here.
Sadrell with the tackle. 3rd and 6. They stick with the running game. Another handoff, and it's going to be short of the first down. So 4th and short for the Greyhounds. They have a great kicker. He hit a 42-yard field goal last week to beat Louisville Trinity late in the game, but this is early in the game, Ted. They're going for it.
Yeah, they're going to go for it. Plus, it would be into a little bit of a win. Carmel in the first quarter here going into the win. So, you're looking at it was probably be about a 45-yard field goal. So, 4th and 2, they're going for it.
At the Trojan 27, Center Grove has to stay disciplined on that D-line. Do not want to jump and have a penalty in this situation. James taking his time. And now he's going to call for a timeout. I had a couple of seconds left on the play clock. So a great job by the senior to call a timeout. Isaac James, senior, 5'11", 190 pounds. He's one fine young athlete for the Carmel Greyhounds. And so far, Ted, a great opening drive for Carmel, but they're going to be faced with a tough situation here with 4th and 2.
Yeah, so far they've not made any mistakes other than a couple penalties, and even when they made the penalties, they didn't seem to feel like they had any problem picking up 15 yards and 4 downs. So they've got Kevin Wright has a tremendous amount of confidence in his offensive line. You can talk about what your quarterback's doing or your running backs, but your offensive line is the one who is dominating the game and moving the Center Grove down the field. Right now, Center Grove not really making contact with the runners till they're 2 or 3 yards down the field. They have got to find something to get some penetration. Look here. Wouldn't be surprised if they don't bring the linebackers up here and maybe shoot the gaps a little bit and try to get some penetration in that backfield.
Carmel starts tonight's game off with a 15-play drive. So far, they've used 6 minutes, 25 seconds.
You want to be careful here after coming out of a timeout that you don't jump off sides. They could try to hard count you and get you to jump off sides.
A quick snap. The quarterback keeps it, and he did not get it. The Center Grove Trojans not fooled. They hold. Turnover on downs. Big play.
Yeah, you can see they finally get some penetration here. See, there's people in the backfield as you take a look there on the replay. You got to get some penetration. Before that, the offensive line had been so dominant, we hadn't been able to get anybody in the backfield. So no harm, no foul, even though they moved it about 60 yards right there. Now this is where the offensive line for Center Grove needs to take over, move the football. They need to not just be 3 and out, but you don't want your defense getting right back on the football field.
Junior quarterback Joey Siderwitz under center for the Trojans. Center Grove again playing with a very young, inexperienced offensive line. This is a work in progress. Handoff goes to the sophomore sensation Titus McCoy, picks up a few. Gets it across the 30. Give him 4 yards.
I was telling Rick, it's kind of strange when you look at the leading tacklers for Carmel. It's all safeties. Alex Akins, who's a returning All-State player. Luke Parker, Logan Miller, all their top tacklers. Usually when your safeties and your corners are your top tacklers. So that means that the defensive line for Carmel doing a good job of getting rid of the blockers.
2nd and 6. Calvin Daggett gets outside. First down, Trojans. Calvin Daggett across the 40. He's a senior. He's a good one.
Yeah, he showed a lot of speed, really able to turn that corner right there. Center Grove not been able to really turn the corner. There you can see him get his pads turned up the field, and something they've had some trouble. There's Hensley back in the game right there. It's nice to see him back. A big weapon for Center Grove.
Devin Hensley injured on the very first play of the season against Warren Central. Did not play the remainder of that game. Did not play last week against Whiteland. Going back to Daggett, some hard yards, gets a couple. Good job by that Carmel defense to really clog up the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, as you look at the Carmel defense, not a bunch of really big, powerful guys out there, but I'm sure they're very fast, use their speed to their advantage.
Couple of yards for Daggett. 2nd down and 8 from the Trojan 44. 4:20 to play, opening quarter, no score. Center Grove's defense coming up big, forcing a turnover on downs. Norris in motion. Siderwitz on the delayed handoff to Titus McCoy, off right tackle. He's across midfield. He'll be spotted at the 50, just a couple of yards short of a first down. 6 yards for McCoy.
Well, that was a good job by Joey Siderwitz. I mean, that play is all set up by the fake. You can see how he goes back, makes it look as though he's going to look down the field and throw, and then all of a sudden he turns and hands the ball to his running back. That it's so important to use your fakes and play your fakes out each and every time.
Last time the Trojans defeated Carmel here at home, you go back to the 2002 season, so it's been quite a while since Center Grove has beaten this Greyhound team on its home field, and McCoy maybe a half yard. He is short of the first down by at least a good, they're going to give him, it's going to be a yard and a half, almost 2 yards short.
Wow.
And they're at midfield last week against Whiteland. They went for it, did not get it. Whiteland went on to score a touchdown. Coach Moore at this moment is putting the punting unit out there with Drew Conrad, who had 4 fabulous punts last week, 3 of them inside the 20-yard line.
They should get a good opportunity here. Official timeout.
Lutgreen had a helmet situation, so he has to run off the field, I do believe. He'll be replaced. Return man will set up at around the 10-yard line for the Carmel Greyhounds. Conrad from inside his own 40.
Could fake it here. Never know.
Combs, the long snapper, good snap. Conrad. High punt, going to let it drop, and it bounces into the end zone. Good try by Conrad. Again, 3 inside the 20 last week against Whiteland. This one just trickled into the end zone, so the Carmel Greyhounds will have possession for a second time tonight from its own 20-yard line.
Well, here you're really working on Carmel's mental game because, you think about, we could go for that. Well, if you give them the football back, even though it's only 30 yards, it's such a huge mental boost to their offense if they get it back at the 50 and only have to go 50 yards. Now they walk out on the field and they think, okay, we got to go 80 yards again if we want to score the football. So I think a really good move early in the game by Eric to punt that football away.
50-yard punt for Conrad. And the Greyhounds sticking with the run game to the 25. And, Ted, have they attempted a pass yet?
Have not. And Isaac James still in there as their quarterback. So, as we said to start the game, we saw, Michael Victrup as they run the football again. More power running.
Close to first down.
Is a first down. So I don't know what the problem is. Michael had been the starting quarterback, got him 2 victories. So I don't know if he might not be feeling well tonight. But anyway, Carmel tends to go with their backup quarterback here to start the first 2 series.
Chris Perkins picks up the first down. Sticking with that running game, Perkins to the 35.
You can see how the Carmel offensive line continues to dominate. I mean, nobody from Center Grove is getting any penetration. They're not touching the running back till he's 3 yards down the field. They have got to get some penetration and, get in that backfield.
3 yards for the Greyhounds, 2nd and 7. This time James, the quarterback, trying to get outside, and he does. Picks up the first down, runs out of bounds at the 46-yard line. 12 yards for James.
And that is the read option that Center Grove really struggles with. Usually it's to this side of the field as they're coming to what would be Carmel's right. They struggle more with it than the other way. But, you really have to stay in your lanes and you really have to be disciplined defensively.
1:40 to play first quarter. Right up the gut running. Pascal gets to midfield right at the 50, piled up at the 50. 3 yards for Pascal. He's a load, Ted. 5'10", 235 pounds.
Yeah, I looked at the thing and saw that he was 235. I mean, he's a powerful back, and he really drives forward with those legs.
3-year starter, first team All-State last year.
Official timeout. Looked like chin guard or something was not fastening, so official helped him out.
Second and 7. James hands it off to Pascal. Nice spin move. Gets pretty good yardage. Looked like he was going to be bottled up maybe for a 1-yard game, but he's able to get a few more added on to the end of that run.
Yeah, it was a really good individual effort. I mean, Center Grove had him turned, had him met right at the line of scrimmage, and he turned, spun, and just kind of backed down the field about 3 more yards and, picked up. You can see Center Grove's defensive line really off the ball trying to read.
Here's your first pass play for the Carmel Greyhounds. First pass play in the ball game for both teams, and it is an incomplete pass. Intended receiver here to the near side. He had the ball, Ted, but just took off too soon. That is Jalen Walker. He's a sophomore.
Yeah, he had the ball and he had a first down. I mean, it was it was a good, well-thrown football. He just missed it. But if you look at the Center Grove defensive line, they're not really up on the football. They're back about a yard and a half, and it looks like they're trying to read. And so far, they've done a good job. They've stopped Carmel twice.
Jake Herr, senior, 6'5". He's out to punt.
Big foot. We
Yeah.
watched him in warm-ups.
Good hang time. Connor Steeb will run up and catch the ball and take a big hit. Just in front of the 15, right around that 16-yard line. Steeb, he's a confident one. He played extremely well last week for the Trojans, but he hung on. I like the way he puts his nose up in there.
Yeah, you might want him to call a fair catch. I'm sure that one of the coaches might kind of mention that. You put your arm up, you get a fair catch, you don't get pounded like that. Against Carmel, their punter, we watched him in warm-ups. He gets so much hang time that he's going to get good coverage. So very seldom are you going to get much return opportunity.
Carmel offensively, 23 plays, only 5 so far for the Trojans, and that punt by Herr covers 31 yards. Max Norris, his first carry, and tried to get out of the tackles of the Carmel defenders, kept fighting, gets to the 15, gets a couple of yards. Actually loses some yardage, excuse me.
Yeah, it looks like he lost a couple.
Yeah, he went from the 17 and back to the 15, so maybe 1 to 2 yard loss here.
And that's it for the first quarter.
No score between the Trojans and Greyhounds here in the 17th annual Copper Kettle game from Ray Skillman Stadium. We'll take a break. This is Center Grove Trojan football.
Where's the best place to get answers about your water? Aqua Systems, the home water experts. Since 1959, Aqua Systems has been manufacturing and installing top-quality water softeners, drinking water systems, and whole house filtration systems for even the toughest water issues. Stop by anytime to get your water tested free and learn more about how we can help you have better water. If you need bottled water or salt delivered to your home or office, we do that too. CG football fans, mention this ad and get a special discount. And most importantly, go Trojans!
We played one quarter here at Ray Skillman Stadium, Center Grove and Carmel scoreless, and Ted, a lot of running. It was all running in that first quarter, and made very fast first quarter, and we may be out here before 9 o'clock tonight.
Well, and Rick brought up a great point as we were away at commercial. The Carmel Greyhounds ran 23 plays to Center Grove's 6 offensive plays. Now you think, well, the defense came up when it needed to. The thing you need to watch for is late in the third and fourth quarters is all that time on the football field, a very hot football field, going to pay off for Carmel as the defense for Center Grove really wears down.
Quarter number 2 being presented by Allstate Insurance, the bond trigger agency of Greenwood. To begin the second quarter, Titus McCoy, first down. Move the chains. He's the Trojans playmaker on offense. Titus McCoy, only a sophomore, played last year as a freshman.
Starts up front when Center Grove's offensive line gets some blocks, gives them the hold. We know what the running backs are capable of. I mean, they've got good speed, they've got good strength, hard to bring down, but the offensive line has got to open up some holes.
New set of downs for the Trojans from their own 28-yard line. Siderwitz,
double
handoff, crisscross. Daggett rips out a one tackle and makes it a beautiful run on first down. The counter crisscross, Ted, for the first time this season, going for some great positive yards. Did not work well at all against Warren or Whiteland.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I think we ran it twice against Warren, and they snuffed it out. And Whiteland even did a better job against it the other night. And I think we only ran it once the other night. So usually a banner play for Center Grove and Eric Moore's offense finally got some yardage here tonight.
8 yards for Daggett. Tip your hat to the offensive line, doing a much better job tonight. On second and short, Titus McCoy to the 40. Another Center Grove Trojan first down. Again, Ted, we said last week, this offensive line, they're young, some sophomores, a freshman, some seniors playing for the first time, and it's a work in progress, and they seem to be playing much, much better tonight.
Yeah, here's where, when they're moving the chains as they are right now, is where you'd like to see Eric get the play in there quickly and get Joey, get him to the line and really kind of stay in a rhythm. It seems like this offense for Center Grove, when they're at their best, it's in a really great rhythm. Derek Hensley came off the field, and they sent him back in, so it'll be interesting. Center Grove now going to have to take a timeout.
Yeah, it's going to be a timeout called by Joey Siderwitz. And a quick correction, not Derek, but Devin Hensley.
Oh, sorry.
Brothers.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, older sister for Devin and Derek, watching tonight from Houston, Texas. So a shout-out to Devin's older sister. Also saw today, Ted, I don't know if you saw this or not, Devin's grandfather competed in the Indy 500 3 times during the 1970s.
Yeah, I knew it very well. I was a big Indy 500 fan, so I knew that name when Derek, his older brother, played with my one son a lot, and I coached those guys in AAU, so I got to know his mother and father very well. And when she said what her maiden name was, I knew right away it had to be racing. And so I happened to watch that little. They had a little interview at Channel 6, I think, did it.
Yes.
And Eldon Rasmussen and his grandson, number 5.
Allstate Insurance, the Bontrager Agency of Greenwood, a proud supporter of Trojan football. Personal financial representative John Bontrager and his family have been a part of the Greenwood Center Grove community for more than 17 years. John provides a high level of service for more than 2,500 customers. The Bontrager Agency, located at 395 South State Road 135, or contact the agency at 317-888-3200. You're in good hands with Allstate. New set of downs here for the Trojans, thanks to Titus McCoy's last run. Ball at the Trojan 40. No score. 10:30 to play here in the second quarter. This is Center Grove's second offensive drive of the night.
71 out for Center Grove.
Siderwitz passing, looking to pass. Now he's just going to run the football. He eludes several Carmel defenders and runs out of bounds close to a first down. He's right at the 50-yard line. Well done by the young junior quarterback, Joey Siderwitz.
And I think that's what he needs to do. You take a look right here. He rolls a really nice block right there by Titus McCoy, but Joey has got to show the opponents that he's capable of running the football. That will open the passing game up a little bit more.
When the quarterback becomes a threat, you are so correct, Ed. It just allows you to get out in the open field, and Joey does have that speed to do that.
I mean, you watched a great example last night, Seattle Seahawks. I mean, Russell Wilson, a really smart, intelligent quarterback, uses his speed when needed.
2nd and 1, Max Norris for the first down. Straight ahead running for the senior to the Carmel 45-yard line. Center Grove in Carmel territory, 5-yard pickup for the senior.
Take a look at it. Good offensive line, good push. You can see nobody for Carmel even getting a helmet on him until he's 4 or 5 yards down the field right there.
Saw Calvin Daggett in there blocking. Even though you're a running back, you're expected to block in Coach Moore's wing T offense.
Don't be surprised if they look to throw the football again here. Eric likes to throw on first down. Kind of a surprise tactic every once in a while.
10 minutes left to play, opening half. Norris in motion, handoff. Titus McCoy bounces it outside, inside the 40.
Well, he did a really good job of getting around the corner and then squaring his shoulders up and really hitting that line hard and able to pick up almost 7 yards.
Hanging on to dear life to make the tackle is Logan Miller. He's a senior at 6'1", got Titus around the ankle tops. Titus with 7 yards, 2nd and 3. Zach Smith, junior, split in. Out here to the near side. 9:25 and counting to play, second quarter. No score, but the Trojans threatening for the first time tonight. Norris in motion. Handoff, McCoy looking for a block. Spin move, keeps those feet churning. Gets very close to a first down, about a yard shy.
Well, he's hard to knock down. So it's unbelievable. Watch the individual effort here. I mean, they got him stopped. Watch him start spin. I mean, he probably should have lost a yard, and he ended up gaining 2.
3rd and 1 at the Carmel 36. 8:46 to play, second quarter. Norris lines up in the backfield along with Titus McCoy. It's going to be Max Norris, number 15, and Carmel shoots in there.
Yeah, he's short.
Got him quickly.
Well, if you're Eric, you sure would like to see you pick it up on 3rd down. Now all of a sudden you got 4th and half a yard to go. It's not that they can't pick it up. Center Grove's offensive line's been doing a good job here in the second quarter. But, Carmel's going to do some, probably put 9 guys up there, make it difficult.
Safety Luke Parker, senior, was able to sneak up there in the box to make that tackle in the backfield. 4th and less than a yard. Double wing back for the Trojans. Max Norris in the backfield. Go into Norris. Power running. Got the first down and then some.
Looked like he ran right off the left guard. Between the left guard, left tackle. Good job by Norris, who obviously has picked up a lot of weight this year, much stronger, more of a power runner. We talked about him in this game last year. Last year in this game, if you weren't listening earlier, 8 carries for 216 yards. One of the best individual efforts you'll ever see. And he's a much different running back this year, but in spots right there where it's 4th and a half a yard, you'd like to see him at, the weight he's at.
I do believe that's Nick Davis on that left side at guard that got the block, and now they get Norris wrapped up for a loss back at the 36-yard line. Loss of 4 yards for Max Norris.
Yeah, it's going to be 2nd and 14. That puts Center Grove in a bind. You take a look. Nice job by the corner coming up right there, number 10.
Alex Atkins.
I talked about him earlier. He was an All-State honorable mention last year. He's their number 1 tackler. You can just tell. I mean, he had that play read. He really shot the gap, got up the field, and then once he got a hold of Max, didn't let go.
2nd and 13. They're going to spot the ball at the Carmel 35. Siderwitz wants to pass, and he's going to be sandwiched, sacked.
Left corner blitz right there. Left corner just shot in there, and before Joey got even turned around, I mean, he's already got a hold of him down on the ground. He's lucky he didn't fumble that football.
That's Landon Sinnis. He's a senior, 2-year starter. He's a good one. Also in there as well, big number 94.
Looks like about 3rd down at about 22.
Jason Garcia, he's number 94. 3rd and 22 for the Trojans.
Don't do anything crazy here. You don't want to turn the football over.
Norris, your lone back. Siderwitz looks left, comes back to the right, dumps it off to Max Norris. Screen pass. He's to the 30, out of bounds. Got back to the original line of scrimmage, and maybe a couple of more yards, but good job by Joey Siderwitz to really sell this, Ted. He looks left on the replay, but comes back with the screen pass to Norris.
And that's the one thing he wasn't doing in the Warren Central game. He was just getting the ball and throwing it. You really have to use your fakes and really have to take a little bit of time, take a couple breaths back there. Everything gets to happening so fast.
Player down here on the Center Grove sideline. It appears to be a Carmel player down here on the Center Grove sideline. So the clock stops with 6:08 to play in the opening half. Center Grove driving.
It might be 10. No, there's 10. I see 10. It looks like it's a 0. Something 20.
Center Grove will be facing 4th and 8. Ball marked just inside the 30 at the Carmel 29-yard line. So again, an injured player down here for the Carmel Greyhounds.
Hey, this is kind of a tough place on the field. I mean, you hate to bring your punting team out, but if you could somehow punt it down there and get them to have to take it on the 5-yard line, I think that Eric would take that right now. Obviously, you would love to pick up the 4th down and 8 and continue to move the chains and move on in for a touchdown. But if all of a sudden you don't get that, now all of a sudden you give them the ball on the 30, a little bit of a momentum swing. So I'm sure that he's going to go for it and at least going to set up as if they're going to go for it. Number 40 who was down.
Number 40 is Alex Osliger, if I'm saying that correctly. He's a senior.
Yeah, he's a linebacker.
At the moment, it would be a 47-yard field goal attempt for Snyder into the wind, and against Warren, he kicked a 42-yarder that only cleared the crossbar by about 1 to 2 yards. So really 42, maybe 44 to 45 is his range.
For Center Grove, you might try to pull them off sides, get an easy 5, or get a free 5 yards if at all possible. 4th down and 3 would be much easier. Yep, 4
Center
wide.
Grove with the spread offense. Lee Klinker right behind Siderwoods. He'll stay in to block, and Siderwoods has no chance at all.
See, and that's what I'm talking about. Now Carmel gets the football up almost at the 40-yard line, so they've only got to go 60 yards. We've seen that they can move the football. Take a look at it right here. Just tremendous amount of pressure. His first look wasn't there, and then Carmel's got 3 or 4 guys right on top of him.
It's hard to block them all, Ted, when you're predictable in long situations like that, long yardage.
Yeah, that's
they
why
brought the house.
That's why I was a little surprised that he didn't punt the football. I mean, 4th and 8 is not really we do not really have a great play for that. Last year when Calvert could throw the football, we could pick that up, but now it's much different. New quarterback.
Quickly, a passing play is complete to that far sideline. That is Michael Victrop. He's a junior at 6'1", 196 pounds. Of the two, he might be the one that's going to do the majority of the passing. First play goes for 15 yards.
Yeah, and it looked very, very nice. I mean, he rolled out to his right. He hit his receiver on the run, in stride.
Threw it to the previous quarterback, Isaac James.
And he is the leading rusher on the football team, too. So he can run it, he can pass it, and then your guy who was playing quarterback, Isaac James, now he's a wide receiver.
At the Trojan 47. Good job by the Center Grove defense.
Making
the initial hit in the backfield on Shakir Pascal. He was able to spin past that initial tackle and get back to the line of scrimmage. Keith Sears with the tackle. He's a
number 20
senior linebacker, 3-year starter.
Yeah, he really did a nice job getting in there and stopping that play.
They will credit him with 1 yard. Screen pass to James. Blocking in front of him, out of bounds, close to a first down. He might be right at that marker. Let's see where they spot it. It is going to be close to a first down, and I think Ted, a good spot here. Looks like a first down. Now they're going to back it up. I think it's just going to be short now.
Yeah, the guy on the other side, look. Oh, no, he's telling the yard marker guy just to move. So it's 3rd down.
3rd and short. 5:25 to play, first half. Victrop, new quarterback, energizing this Carmel offense. His first run, trying to get outside, and he loses yardage. 4th and short. He loses on the play. Great job by the Center Grove defense to string that one out.
Well, Center Grove really, putting a lot of guys in the box. Again, we had trouble blocking them, and now
looks like Steve and Hart out there. Zach Hart
thought he was going to be able to dive forward and pick that up, but he kind of lost his balance, and now he's looking at 4th, and the same situation Center Grove was looking at.
4th and 1. Ball at the Trojan 38.
Get a lot, big serving of Pascal right here, I would think. Maybe not.
Some movement in that backfield for Carmel. Victrop from the gun. He will keep it right up the middle. He has the first down. He was hit hard. Sodrell, and I think Letgreen was in on the tackle as well. 3 yards for Michael Victrop, the junior quarterback in relief.
And he's a much more dangerous quarterback because you can see he can run the football, he can take the punishment, but we've already seen that he can throw the football. Isaac, not a guy who was looking to throw the football. Now you bring this guy in, he can run the read option, he can throw the football, he can run the football straight ahead.
Victrop, screen pass. James, good hands, made a difficult catch, and Connor Steve hits him behind the line of scrimmage. He got out of the tackle of Steve, but good job by Connor, though, to come up and make that initial hit.
Center Grove's got to really stay focused here. They're gonna keep throwing that little out ball, and then all of a sudden they're going to step up, they're going to fake it, and they're going to throw one right down the middle. So got to stay focused here defensively. Stay in your lanes. Do what you've been practicing each and every day all week.
1 yard for James. 2nd down and 9. 4:28 to play, first half. Carmel going with the win. So again, they have a great field goal kicker. in Nick Stacy, 6'2 junior, and they're going with the win. But obviously they want more than just a field goal attempt as they fake the handoff. Victrop going over the top on that far sideline. It is incomplete. Well done by the senior, Zach Hart. Great coverage.
Yeah, exactly what I said. I mean, they faked it out to Isaac, 13. He was out on the wing, and they maybe get a look at it here. I don't know. But anyway, they faked it to him, and then we'll just see in the end of it, he goes downfield. But nice job by Center Grove of knocking the football away and bringing up a 3rd down and 9.
Patrick O'Rourke, senior, split in the intended receiver. 3rd and 9. Heavy pressure on the quarterback. He throws a great ball, but it's dropped. It is dropped by Ethan Merriweather. He's a sophomore, so they've had a couple of sophomore receivers, Ted, drop some pretty easy passes.
Yeah, that was a well-thrown football right in the receiver's hands, and he's not able to come up with it. That would have been a 1st down.
So 4th and 9, ball at the Trojan 34. They're going to line up to go for it.
Same situation as Center Grove. If Center Grove's able to get the football back here, it could be a big swing.
Unless they try to do a quick kick out of the shotgun formation. We'll see. No, he's going to pass across the middle. It is complete, and it will be a first down for Carmel inside the 25. Jalen Walker, sophomore at 5'9", not a very big target, but great hands. Took the hit, but holds on to it and gets the first down.
Victor, the quarterback, makes that play. Again, he looks out to his right and gives it. Here you take a look. He looks out, look at it, fakes to Isaac. They're kind of doing everything, and then he just laid it right in there. Very well done.
Right as he released it, he was hit. Back to the run game for the Carmel Greyhounds after numerous pass plays. Ball to the 21-yard line. 3 yards for Chris Perkins.
Center Grove defense been on that field a lot tonight. Thank goodness the sun has went behind a cloud and it's not near as hot as it was earlier, but still a team that has to be a little bit tired out there.
2nd and 7. At the Trojan 21-yard line, they're now in field goal range. Again, wind to their back. Victrop has really energized this Carmel offense. Screen pass, James cuts it back inside, now goes back outside. Chased down by Connor Steeb. Steeb was the player of the game last Friday night for the Trojans. Connor had that great come-from-behind tackle on Isaac Callaway. Saved a touchdown last week.
You see it on the replay. They just, it's just like a little screen pass, and they put it in one of their better athletes' hands, and then hoping that he'll make a play. He's able to get 10 yards right there, moves the ball inside the 15. So, but the other thing that it really does is it stretches the field. Now all of a sudden it's got your defense stretched out, and that's when they can start running the football up the middle.
The 7-yard completion is a Carmel first down. New set of downs at the Trojan 14. Handoff, Perkins puts the head down, barrels forward inside the 10 to the 9. 6 yards for Perkins.
Carmel has done an outstanding job here. Really tough defensively to try to understand whether they're going to throw it or pass it. They've done a good job of doing both, and that's the difference that Victrop makes when he's in the football game.
Carmel controlling the tempo of this ball game with the ground game. Pascal fighting, getting to the 5.
Just short of the first down.
Pascal had to get it to the 4 for the first down, so
going
he's
gets
a
tough
yard
down
short.
Here. There's not much room behind you. You're right up against that goal line, so you don't have to cover near as much territory. So defensively, you can really get aggressive.
Coach Moore wants a timeout. He gets the timeout. It's going to be 3rd and a long 1 yard. Timeout by Coach Moore, having a discussion with the side official here. Wanted to make sure he was heard. 2 minutes, 11 seconds left to play first half. We've got a good one here at Ray Skillman Stadium. No score, but the Greyhounds threatening with the football at the Trojan 5-yard line.
Well, I think right there, Eric Moore makes a great play. He's got timeouts in his pocket. He sees that his defense is a little tired. They've gotten beat up a little bit coming down the field, and he thinks, you know what, here's a great time to use a timeout. We've only got 2 minutes left. We're not looking about saving timeouts to hopefully score. We're hoping to get out of this situation with maybe 3 rather than 7. That might win us a football game. And so very well done as far as using his timeouts to maybe help his defense and give them a second win here.
2 shows that day, the MCs, both legends, Bounce and Bill Baker and Jerry Baker.
Second quarter being presented by Allstate Insurance, the Bontrager agency of Greenwood. Tonight is middle school night, so we got Center Grove Middle School North and Central 7th and 8th grade football teams in attendance. At halftime, I've got planned to have the 4 head football coaches on from North and Central, so stay tuned. That's coming up on the Ray Skillman Automotive Group halftime show in just a few minutes.
Up 3rd down and about a half a yard. You would think you're going to see Pascal, and you do.
On 3rd and 1, Pascal's in there, touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown run by Pascal.
Boy, when he gets to leaning forward right there, I mean, he's got a tremendous amount of momentum. We'll probably get a look at it here, but watch how his momentum is leaning forward. He's not running straight up and down. He is leaning forward, and he is a brute. Look at him right here. Leaning forward, that going, headed for the goal line. I mean, he is a brute to bring down.
Thresher tackled him, but it was a little bit too late. He had already crossed the goal line.
Hamilton Southeastern and Trinity had same type of luck trying to tackle him.
Nick Stacy to attempt the kick here for the Greyhounds, and he's right down the middle, 7-0. The Carmel Greyhounds strike first here in the second quarter with 2:11 to play until halftime. And on the drive, again, a lot of running plays. They did sprinkle in quite a few pass plays on that drive with Victor at quarterback, but Ted, that one goes 14 plays, 50-50, 7 runs, 7 passes, 62 yards, 3 minutes, 52 seconds, and Pascal scores on a 5-yard touchdown run.
I'm sure Eric Moore and the Trojans were glad to see James Isaac out there. He's a little easier to game plan for. Michael came in the game there as quarterback for Carmel, and he's just so much more dangerous because he's an outstanding thrower of the football. He can run that read option. He can hand the football off, so he can just do so many more things, and it's just much more difficult to plan for what he might do when he's quarterback.
I think bottom line, though, Ted, I believe Kevin Wright, true to him, is he likes to run. He wants to run the football. He likes a running quarterback, but we've seen when he has been with Carmel, though, they have that tandem ability with one quarterback running and one being able to pass.
Yeah, I mean, he still likes to run the football, but having a guy in there on 3rd and 10 that he can pick up 10 yards like we saw him do, that's very nice to have.
Stacy's kick to the end zone, out of the end zone for a touchback. Well done by Nick Stacy, the 6'2 junior. Center Grove will set up camp from its own 20-yard line. Republic Services, a proud supporter of Trojan football. It's not just what we haul away, but the value we add to your experience and your bottom line that makes the difference. When you add proactive thinking and industry expertise to reliable service delivery, it's easy to see why Republic Services, Inc. has become one of the strongest waste and recycling companies in the nation.
Really want to stay focused here. There's only 2 minutes on the clock, but if Carmel gets a couple big plays, they can call timeouts. Don't want to fumble down here. You really need to stay focused here late in the quarter when you've already given up 7 points.
McCoy, 3 yards off left tackle. Pat Kendall, Farmers Insurance, is proud to support Center Grove Trojan football. As your personal agent, Pat Kendall believes in keeping you informed and aware of Farmers Insurance products. Contact Pat Kendall of Farmers Insurance at 317-888-0001. Pat Kendall of Farmers Insurance. On 2nd and 7, Siderwitz, quick pass here to Devin Hensley on the sideline. Got rid of it quickly, short of the first down. And Coach Kevin Wright calls a timeout, 90 seconds to play here in the opening half. And Center Grove will be faced with 3rd and a long 2 yards. And a good call by Kevin Wright, a chance to try and stop the Center Grove offense and possibly force a punt and get the ball back.
Yeah, he'd like to see him have to punt. And Center Grove, they got to pick up a couple yards here to pick up the first down. Remember that Center Grove will receive the football to start the second half. So, you just don't want to make any mistakes right here. You're fumbling the football, giving the football up. If you end up having to punt, you're going to be punting into the wind a little bit. You need a good snap, good punt right there, good coverage.
The Greenwood Texas Roadhouse prides itself in providing each and every guest with legendary food and legendary service from their legendary team every day. The Greenwood Texas Roadhouse, a proud supporter of Trojan football. Great place to go after the Trojan Friday nights.
Pretty good ribs. Love those ribs.
Ted, do you
got to run it forward.
punch it right through the line of scrimmage with those great blockers up front tonight, and McCoy bounces it outside, picks up the first down. Again, they went double wing back, but he bounces it outside, finds some daylight, picks up 10 yards.
Yeah, picked up 10 yards. Very nice. Good run. He runs so hard. He also leaning forward, picks up a couple of extra yards as he goes down. It's interesting
120 and counting.
Yeah, and Joey could let this clock go down, so Center Grove obviously trying to do something with the football.
Siderwitz eludes the sack, runs out of bounds, stops the clock, loses a couple of yards on the play.
Stride for stride with Joey Siderwitz and the self-preservationist.
I don't know if Center Grove, I would have thought they'd been happy to go into the locker room, get the football in the second half. I mean, they're trying to throw the football here. You just got to be really careful here at this place on the field. I mean, not get the football picked off, not get something knocked away, fumbled.
And especially going back to your point, Center Grove will receive to begin the second half.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're down to a minute 10 here, a minute 11. And, they're going to have to call a timeout because the play clock's down to 6. 3, 2, 1. They got it off.
Just got it off. Max Norris cuts it back, and he cuts it back again on that far sideline, looking for some blockers. He's to the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Max Norris!
Wow.
Last year, Norris, 99 yards for a touchdown, 94 yards. This one, Ted, 65 yards.
And it was a thing of beauty. I mean, we didn't think they were going to get the play off in time. They got it off just as the clock ticked down to 0. It looked like, the Carmel, I think, was the team that was more unorganized than Center Grove because they thought that a timeout was going to be called. They were not ready. They fell asleep. Max Norris took advantage.
59 seconds to play in the half, and Norris on a 65-yard touchdown run, his third touchdown run of the season, and a flag down before the snap of the football. It's going to be against the Carmel Greyhounds. Max Norris, Ted, he looked like maybe a little bit like the Rocket from last year on that run.
When he gets out in the open, he's still pretty speedy. I mean, we remember how fast he was. He just run away from people. I mean, he's carrying, 15, 25 more pounds than he was last year, so he's not quite as fast. But when he gets out there, those feet still move pretty fast.
Penalty against Carmel.
But Center Grove did not move the football, so they must have declined and decided to kick it from the same spot.
Combs, long snapper, Siderwitz to hold. Snyder's kick is good. We're tied at 7 apiece. 59 seconds to play, opening half, and here it is again. Max Norris, great blocking downfield, Ted.
Yeah, great job of guys getting downfield and blocking so many times. Once a guy breaks it, everybody kind of stands up and watches. And just a very good effort by Center Grove. That's a huge momentum boost. I mean, we talked about not only tying the football game, but they also are going to get the football to start the second half. That's huge.
Our instant replays tonight being presented by Greenwood Cosmetic Dentist, Dr. Jim Heck at White River Family Dental. If you want an experienced professional Greenwood cosmetic dentist, look no further than Dr. Jim Heck at White River Family Dental at 855-896-2078. Give him a call or go online at greenwoodcosmeticdentist.com.
Well, you never know what's going to turn you around, when it's going to turn you around, what's going to happen. But that could be one of the biggest plays of the year right there. I mean, if Center Grove could somehow find a way to win this football game, I mean, that's going to be a big play in giving them confidence heading them in the right direction.
Center Grove on the drive, 5 plays, ran it 4 times, passed it once, moved it 80 yards in only 1 minute, 12 seconds. Again, Norris, a 65-yard touchdown run. 3 touchdowns for Norris this season. High pop-up kick here on the near sideline. Does it stay in bounds? It does not. Ooh, so close. I think that was a good gamble to take by Coach Moore and the special teams. If he keeps that in bounds, Ted, Carmel was kind of backing away from it. I think the Trojans could have recovered it.
Now, I mean, what did they get it at the 35 or 40 here?
40-yard line, I do believe, or they can ask for a re-kick. I do believe it goes to the 40, or does it go where it went out of bounds? Let's see where they spot it. But I think one option is you can ask for a re-kick, and at the moment it doesn't appear Carmel wants the re-kick. I think they're going to put it, Ted, at the 35.
Still a minute left.
Tied 7 apiece, 59 seconds to play. No time ran off on that kickoff since it went out of bounds, had the penalty.
I mean, that's exactly what Eric Moore wants. I mean, he wants that ball. I mean, that ball went out of bounds at the 30-yard line. So what? They give him 5 more yards. He's more than happy to not have them return it and take that football right there. They're 65 yards away. I mean, if you got it to the 30-yard line, we saw their kicker. I mean, he could make 45, 50-yard field goals.
With the win. Victrip, screen pass is complete. Center Grove in the open field. Sears with the tackle, short of the first down. That was Ethan Merriweather, sophomore, with the catch, 8 yards.
Center Grove got to keep everybody in front of you. Did a nice job right there. Even if they move the chains, no big deal. 53 again, having trouble with the headgear.
Lutgreen, and they're going to stop the clock with 35 seconds. Lutgreen will have to come off. Again, you hate to see a senior linebacker have to come off in a situation like this. Sophomore is in for Lutgreen, sophomore Bailey Bennett. 35 seconds to play in the first half. 2nd and 2 for Carmel, and now Lutgreen is back in.
And number 8 for Carmel is
still having helmet problems.
8 for Carmel's hurt. Receiver who caught that football.
Now they'll put some time back on the clock. I do believe they'll put about 3 more seconds on the clock. Yes, now they'll put 38 seconds on the clock. But once they blow the whistle, they should wind the clock. Clock runs. Michael Victrip. Looking right across the middle. It's complete to James. He picks up the first down, stops the clock with 28 seconds to move the first down marker.
And the guy that came in for Lutgreen is the one who made the tackle. I mean, he was
sophomore Bennett.
Bennett all over that. Watch him attack the football. Across the middle of the field. Watch number 4, boom, attack the football.
New set of downs for the Greyhounds, 24 seconds and counting. In the pocket, stands strong, completes it right at the first down marker. They held him up for quite a while. That took quite a bit of time. They'll stop the clock to move the chains. 11-yard pass play for Carmel.
I'm telling you, if they get it down to the 30, they can kick a field goal.
Again, the win is to the back of Carmel. Nick Stacy last week kicked a 42-yard field goal to win it against Louisville Trinity on the road. And Ted, we've got an injured Center Grove player down at the 50-yard line on that far side of the field.
Yeah, we take a look at it there. We can't really see any numbers, see who that is. It looks like he's getting up.
I'm very impressed.
16 seconds remaining first half. Game tied at 7 apiece. Carmel trying to get in position for a field goal attempt. That is senior Keith Sears walking off the field. He's on his feet, so that's always a good sign that he's able to walk off under his own power.
Yeah, he must have got the wind knocked out of him or something, because he looks okay right now.
quickly. The Greyhounds are to the line of scrimmage. They're still waiting for Sears to come off the field to blow the whistle and get this next play started. Ball at the Trojan 41. Victrip looking to that far sideline. He has a man incomplete.
Wow.
He threw it behind his receiver, kind of made him twist and turn. He just couldn't quite come back to the football to make the catch.
He laid it right in between the defenders, though. I mean, if his receiver, I think his receiver had a hard time able to find the football once it's in the air. But Victor did a nice job of laying it right in there. 11 seconds.
Jake Herr was the intended receiver. 11 seconds to go here in the opening half. Victor under pressure, he gets away from Wilson. He's going to run the football out of bounds, picks up a couple of yards with 5 seconds to play. And Ted, you kick the long one or you throw it to the end zone?
Well, I mean, from here you're looking at 57 yards field goal.
We'll see. These kickers today, they just amaze me. Again, Dom Mancini kicked, a 56-yarder years ago, which is the conference record. And this one here, I believe, would be 57. If they nailed it, this will be your new conference record.
We saw him in warm-ups kicking 45-yarders into the stands, halfway up the stands. So, I mean, he's got a lot of foot.
The only thing you risk is a block by Center Grove and a return for a touchdown.
So, I mean, they're either going to try a long field goal, or they're going to throw the Hail Mary, throw it up in the air.
Maybe Center Grove puts one in the end zone. If they try a kick, he's short. You can catch it and run it out. We saw Warren Central try to do that last week or 2 weeks ago against Center Grove when Snyder kicked the 42-yard field goal.
They got their offense on the field. Now, the only thing they could do here is do a quick out, maybe only take 3 seconds, and get them another five yards. And if they do that, I mean, this is where the defense or the corners need to know what's going on here. You need to come up and not allow them on that side of the field to throw a quick out.
Victrip from the gun, steps up in the pocket, lofts it down the right side of the field, and it's intercepted by Josh, or I should say Zach Hart. They're going to say incomplete. He was out of bounds, and that will be your last play of the first half. Great job defending by the Trojans on that sideline. Zach Hart, the senior, doing a fine job. That brings us to halftime. We're tied here in the 17th annual Copper Kettle game at Ray Skillman Stadium. Center Grove 7, Carmel 7. Stay tuned. Coming up next, the Ray Skillman Automotive Group halftime show. This is Center Grove Trojan football.
Electrical's good, safe, structurally sound. You guys did it right. And with Allstate claim-free rewards, you get money back on your policy every year you don't have a claim. Tell your husband he did a great job.
Actually, I did it. My husband Ike's not very handy, like, at all. Oh, here he is. I picked out the drapes.
Is that right? I have an eye for color.
Home insurance that saves you money for not having a claim? That's Allstate Home Insurance with claim-free rewards. Talk to an Allstate agent and let the good life in.
When I raised my son, I never knew he was going to be a custom home builder. But what I did know, whatever he did, he would be the best.
Hi, I'm Mark Linder.
And I'm Tiffany McClurg with the Linder McClurg team at RE/MAX Select.
We would like to say thank you for making us Center Grove's go-to real estate team year after year.
We take great pride in supporting and giving back to our community. Throughout the years, we have supported many blood drives, fundraisers, and have been named a top donator for Riley Children's Hospital. We are super excited to be a top sponsor for Center Grove football this year. Remember, when buying, selling, or building, please remember to call the Linder McClurg team. Go Trojans!
Ray Skillman's got your truck, man. Big and little trucks, man. Integrated locations, man. Skillman's got your truck, man. He's got SUVs, crossovers, long bed, short bed, flat bed, dump cab, crew cab, cinder cab, half ton, 3/4 ton, 1 ton, high cube van, cargo van, diesel engine, gas in stock, or custom in the color you want, man. Ray Skillman's got your truck, man. Big and little trucks, man. Integrated locations, man. Skillman's got your truck, man. Ray Skillman's got your truck, man.
Ray Skillman Automotive Group halftime show. Ray Skillman, a proud supporter of Trojan football, where we stack them deep and sell them cheap. Kevin Conrad with you, and at halftime we're tied at 7 apiece in this Copper Kettle game. A great first half. Center Grove trailed 7-0, and then Max Norris late here in the first half breaks one for 65 yards to tie this game at 7 apiece here at halftime. And tonight is middle school night, and we have with us the head coaches from Center Grove Middle School Central and North, and we'll start off with the coaches from Central. And 7th grade head coach Alex Basham. And Coach, first of all, first year at Center Grove Central, welcome to Center Grove football.
Thank you.
How's it going so far this year with that 7th grade team at Central?
It's going well. We have a small team, about 35 people. Right now we're sitting at 2-2 on the season.
What's been the most, surprise to you once you kind of got into the Center Grove football program? Like I said, you're in your first year, but just your thoughts working with Coach Moore and Coach Painter and many of the other experienced coaches.
The biggest surprise is the camaraderie. You see the same offense, same defense, all the way from JRT, from the little guys all the way up, and everyone's willing to help each other out. It's a very well-built program from top to bottom.
And they run that wing tee offense from 2nd grade all the way up through the high school ranks. How great is it that you can go into your first practice and actually run offensive plays?
Oh, it's great. Half the time these kids know more than I do, and it definitely helps out a lot, and we can put guys anywhere that we need them. Say, hey, we need a guard. We can put a guard there if we need it.
What is it that you try to coach and teach these 7th graders? Obviously, you want to try to prepare them for 8th grade football and ultimately to play here on Trojan Friday nights.
It's a great feeling. We have that family aspect where we build them up together, and we try to make sure they stay together as they go all the way through. And when they get to high school, it's going to prove it. They can become a great championship team if they stick together.
We're spending some time with the head coach of Center Grove Middle School Central, Alex Basham. And Coach, you're in your first year. I understand in your background you were a state champion in football from Evansville Rights back in 2007?
Yep, 2007, 15-0.
That was an impressive team. I remember watching you guys play in that state championship. I was actually there that day on the turf, actually doing some announcing on the sideline, and you had a great quarterback.
Yeah, Paul McIntosh was a great athlete to work with, very hard worker, one of the hardest workers on the team, and it was an honor to be able to play on the same field as him and same team.
So, Alex, you know what it takes to be a state champion.
Yeah, it's a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication.
Alex, hey, welcome to Center Grove football. Best of luck with the rest of the 7th grade season at Central, and we'll see you back here in October for the big game between Central and North.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, thanks, Coach. Alex Basham, again, 7th grade head coach at Central. Now we'll hand the microphone over to the veteran of the coaching staff at Central, the 8th grade coach, Brandon Painter. And Coach Painter, boy, it's great to have a nice young man and Alex Basham on board here with Center Grove football.
Yeah, I'm so excited to have Alex and our 7th grade staff. I've been pleased with our 7th grade staff throughout my tenure here at Central. It's my 7th or 8th year, I don't even know which one, 7th or 8th year, and I think that this 7th grade staff has put in more time, more effort. They're willing to learn, which is just awesome. Between he and Coach Brickens and Coach Weems, they've done a fantastic job. I know they're at the 2-2. They're better than 2-2, but they're learning. The kids are willing to learn, and they're putting in the time and the effort, and it's going to benefit the program all the way through.
Coach Painter, how about your 8th grade team at Central? How are things going so far for you?
We're off to a great start. We had a blistering start the first 2 games, opened up with the 2 Ben Davis schools, and got some revenge on the first loss of their season from last year with Lyndhurst, and played fantastic football in our opener. One of the best teams we'll play all year, and beat them 10-0, and had some other scoring opportunities. And then traveled up to Chapel Hill, which is always tough to go up to Ben Davis to play. And at one point we're up 38-6, and just played fantastic football. Played some great disciplined teams the last couple of weeks with Whiteland and Avon, and pulled out 2 solid wins on the road at Whiteland, and then at home last night against Avon North, who was a great football team as well. So our schedule doesn't let up. We've got everybody in the MIC covered, and except for Carmel, and we hope to play them someday. But we're off to a great start. The kids are doing a great job. Even more important than football, they're awesome in the classroom, leaders in the classroom. I have had very few discipline problems, so credit to them and to their parents for that as well.
Coach Painter, it's so great to have somebody like Coach Moore who gets so involved at all levels. within the program, middle school, Bantam, and I know you know Coach Moore for many, many years, but just talk about how important that is that you see your varsity head coach get involved, especially with the middle school program.
Funny story, Coach Moore was at our first game against Ben Davis, and he was even on the officials at our game. It was fantastic. I was loving it. He was talking to me from behind the fence, trying to get involved. You know, he cares so much about this program and these kids all the way through, so it's great to see him around. You know, what other high school programs are having Monday night workouts 5 times throughout the summer, every summer for free? They're not charging these kids. They come in, they work on the offense, they get things through. You know, there aren't many high school programs that will do that for the kids and also allow the coaches to come in and work. So it's wonderful that he's willing to work so much. He's helped me tremendously, you know, develop as a coach and learn what I'm trying to teach. So. And I benefit so much as well from the Power Club and everything. You know, our kids are in great shape. They're great athletes. And that's a credit to him as well for all that he's done with that. You know, our kids come into us in shape and great athletes because of what he does with all that as well. So it's not just the football part, but he's doing so much with the program in general and the development of these student athletes.
And Coach, what do you try to do? Because you've got these guys now here in 8th grade. You're trying to get them ready for high school football. What things do you try to teach them to prepare them for that next step in their career?
I try to teach them the discipline that it takes at this level to play, because when you get to this level on Friday nights, you've got a lot of great athletes. Everybody's benching 300 pounds. The strength and the athleticism evens out a little bit once you get to this point. So it comes down to execution and discipline and playing the game the right way and playing a good, hard football game, trusting in your teammates, trusting in your coaches, and just doing anything that they ask you to do. You know, I think my biggest responsibility as a middle school coach is to keep the kids involved, have them enjoy football and want to stick with it. You know, I've got over 50 kids every year except one year. I got 55 again this year. So my biggest job is to make sure they're having fun, make sure they're learning the game, and prepare them, hopefully, to play up here on Friday nights, or at least be involved in where they can have an impact in some way.
And speaking about playing here at Ray Skillman Stadium, you guys get that opportunity coming up in October with the rivalry game between North and Central. But that's a special night. We usually get about 2, maybe 2,500 fans coming to the game, and that's just a 7th and 8th grade football game.
Right.
A lot of high schools would just love to have that kind of support on a Friday night, but that's a special night of football.
It's unbelievable that they open up the facility. They allow us to come out here. It doesn't look like middle school football games when we're out here playing. And if anybody's wondering, this 8th grade football game this year is going to be a great football game. North is an unbelievable football team. They're the best team we'll play all year. Coach McMahon's the best coach we'll play all year. And just to enjoy the night and hopefully a lot of people come out and support it, because this 8th grade class is a great football class. They're going to do wonderful things up here. And if you want to see a good football game from, you know, some younger kids, come out and watch it, because it's going to be an awesome football game. I'm really excited about it.
All right, Coach Painter from Central, 8th grade head coach. Thanks a lot, Coach. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Coach Brandon Painter, kind enough to join us here at halftime. Again, it is middle school night, so we're taking some time to talk to the head coaches from Central and North Middle Schools, and now stepping up to the mic is the 7th grade coach, Ed Brickley, no stranger to Center Grove football. Coach Brickley, son played for Coach Moore, and he's coached in the Bantam program, and now for a second year at as the head coach for North in the 7th grade ranks. And Coach, thanks for joining us. Get us caught up on your season so far.
Thanks for having us, Kevin. As always, it's good to kind of catch up with you with everything about Center Grove football. But the Center Grove North 7th grade football team has really started out like a house of fire. They record's 5-0 right now with the A team. The B team's 2-0. But more importantly than the record itself is that the boys are just consistently getting better. Practice, we practice like it's a game. Our B team kids get just as many reps as the A team kids do during practice. And it really shows on the football field. They're playing hard for each other and for the coaches. And it's one of those things where you see it as a coach, them getting better. And you don't want to get them too high. But, man, we've yet to reach our peak. And when we do, it's going to be pretty exciting. That's a good group of boys. Combine them with that 8th grade group of boys. The next 4 or 5 years of Center Grove High School is going to be pretty exciting.
I'll say, Coach Brickley, that's what you want to do. You just want to keep this program and these boys together, keep building year to year, and get them ready for Coach Moore's program when they get into high school.
Yeah, well, we actually had that talk today. We had a game last night. We watched some film this afternoon, And during the film session, we talked about staying together as a team, fighting for each other as a team, caring for each other as teammates. And once we get out of middle school, it's not just your class. You've got 4 other classes that you've got to rely on the class ahead of you, and you got to rely on the class behind you. We always preach, lift as you climb. As you get better, lift the kid who's not as good as you. Lift him with good attitude and good spirit. Be a good teammate and get him better, because down the road you're only going to be as good as your weakest link. And if you keep working hard with each other, like I said earlier, the sky's going to be the limit. It's a great group of kids.
Coach, it's always special. You've been a part of it now for a year or so, and that is playing in the rivalry game between Central and North right here at Ray Skillman Stadium. So special for the kids to get a chance to play where the varsity team plays on Friday nights.
Yeah, it's really exciting. I mean, even tonight when the middle school boys got to go out onto the field as the varsity team came out of the tunnel, just the energy that they felt there and trying to relay to them. I mean, that's what we're shooting for, and to give them the opportunity as 7th graders to play on this field in front of a huge crowd. It's pretty special, and as a coach, it's really tough because that's what you lead up to at the end of the season. It's the last game of the year, and you're really preparing for that game, but you still have to kind of keep the blinders on them and say, we take it each game by game, but in the back of your mind, you're preparing for it. It's always a good matchup. We even try to keep the rivalry alive during the season. I don't even call them Central in practice. I call them the team 2 miles north of us. So we try to keep that honest rivalry going, but it's an exciting time. And the kids get a big kick out of it. And at the end of the game, when you shake hands, they're still buddies and they're still friends. But when we lace them up and we go for that game, it's an exciting time.
Coach Brickley, great to talk with you. Best of luck rest of the season. We'll see you in October right here on the varsity field for that big rivalry game.
Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate you.
Ed Brickley, the 7th grade coach at North Middle School, join us for a few moments here at halftime, and we'll finish up with the head coach of the 8th grade team at North Middle School, and Travis McMahon. Travis, many years with Coach Moore here at the varsity level as an assistant coach, and last several years running a great program at North Middle School in the 8th grade program. And Coach, it's great to see you.
Great to see you, Kev.
We've got a great, great. We got a great game tonight.
Oh, fantastic! This is what the Copper Kettle's all about. Back when I was up here, it was pretty even squads. It's a huge rivalry game, and really, it's what I expected it to be. Both teams really seem evenly matched, and size-wise, I was actually surprised to see what Carmel looks like, and I think we're set up for a fantastic second half.
And you had the opportunity to coach a lot of these young men playing tonight in the red and white, especially Max Norris. I know you had him in 8th grade, and he was special then. He's still special.
Oh, yeah, it was a great run. It's typical for what Max does. You give him an inch of daylight, and he's always a threat to take it. There we go, Mario.
Well done, Mario Swan.
Yeah, Max is such a hard worker and really a joy. He's a great competitor, too.
He sure is. Coach, how's your season going so far?
Oh, really good. I'm really proud of the group of kids that we have this year. They're so much fun to be around. It's kind of like they rejuvenated my love for coaching football. I have so much fun every day out there with them. We've got, it seems like it goes by about 10 minutes and practice is over because you just keep working, and they want to learn and they want to work. They're pleasers. We played a really tough game last night. But I was trying to tell those guys that those are the fun games you want to play when you know you're going to be challenged. And, I got Jackson Moore on the team. So, back when I was coaching up here, we'd put the laser pointer on the floor and have Jax go chase it as we were watching film at Coach's house. So I've known him since he was straight out of the womb, basically. But it's a great group of boys and really, really enjoying it.
Coach, we got about a minute left coming up in October. It's so great to see you and Coach Painter coach against one another, North versus Central. Great to play here on the varsity field, and it brings out 2,000, maybe 2,500 fans, but that's just a special evening of middle school football.
Oh, goodness gracious. I guess you could find something in Texas that's like it.
Right.
But the whole community just absolutely comes together for that day. Tons of fundraisers go on. Great school pride, and the kids just love playing on this football field, love playing in front of the whole community. It's something they look forward to each and every year.
And we got to give a shout out to your assistant coach, John Summers.
We got to. He's my guy.
The pride of Center Grove.
For sure.
Regional champs, first one back in 1989. I thought it was 88.
Oh, maybe it was 87.
87.
Could be 85. He's so old anyway. I mean, he's got more gray hair than half of us.
I think it was actually 87.
There you go.
All right, Coach McMahon.
Let's hand it off to Ted.
Good luck rest of the season,
thanks.
Coach. Travis McMahon joined us here at halftime. We're just a couple of minutes before we kick off this second half between Carmel and Center Grove on middle school night. So it was great to talk to the four coaches, Travis McMahon, Ed Brickley, Brandon Painter, and Alex Basham, to get caught up on middle school football in the Center Grove community. And Ted Kitchell, we've got a good one here in the varsity contest, tied at 7 apiece. Carmel really controlled the tempo of that first half, a lot of running, really trying to wear down that Center Grove defense, but the Trojans responded with Max Norris' 65-yard touchdown run late in the first half to tie it up at 7.
Yeah, Eric Moore has to be absolutely thrilled standing on the sidelines, getting ready to receive a kickoff here, looking up at the scoreboard, and it's 7-7. I mean, at one point in time they had 3rd and 2, whether or not they were going to pick that up and maybe have to punt and give Carmel the ball back with a minute to go. Instead, Max Norris took it 65 yards for a touchdown. We got a tie football game, and I would say Center Grove's got the momentum on their side.
That will conclude our Ray Skillman Automotive Group halftime show. Ray Skillman, where we stack them deep and sell them cheap. We can't thank Ray enough, Ted, what he does for the Center Grove community, the South Side, and we're now starting to see him do a lot for Central Indiana.
Yeah, he's a wonderful man. He's obviously a wonderful businessman. He does business the right way. I know he's disappointed that last weekend's over. He's a big NHR. He was out at racing all weekend. I saw he and his wife Ann Sunday evening, and they'd been out at the U.S. Nationals all week racing. That's his true love. He always laughs, says that's where he really came from. But he just has done so much, and he has a great giving heart. So very thankful that he lives in our community.
Carmel will kick off to begin the second half. Our third quarter being presented by Remax, the number 1 team, the Linder McClurg team. And this one goes to the end zone, another touchback. We've seen some great kicking tonight by both squads.
Yeah, the only kick that we saw was after Center Grove scored into the wind, and then they pooched it and got it pretty much right where they wanted it to. So always interested to see what type of adjustments each team has made, each coach has made as they go into halftime, what you're trying to, usually something that the offense has been able to do in the first half, you want to take that away. So let's see what Kevin Wright and Carmel try to take away from Center Grove.
Junior Joey Satterwoods handoff to the workhorse tonight. That's Titus McCoy to the 25-yard line.
5 yards.
Did you know no other Remax agent in the world sells more real estate in Center Grove than Mark Linder and Tiffany McClurg with the Linder McClurg team? Year after year, they consistently rank in the top 50 of nearly 5,000 agents in the Metro Indy markets. 6 yards for McCoy on 2nd and 4. McCoy this time takes a big hit at the line of scrimmage, but his second effort, He does fall forward for some yardage.
Not much.
Yeah, not much there. He took a big pop right at the line of scrimmage.
He sure did. Lucky, Center Grove's done a nice job. Their offensive line, when they're able to move the football, the offensive line is creating things, making holes out there. 3rd down and a long 3.
Ball at the Trojan 27. Siderwitz down and out. Quick pass to Devin Hensley. Incomplete. They're going to say Hensley did not hang on to it. So 4th and 3, and we'll see the punting unit for just the second time tonight for the Center Grove Trojans.
And they're punting into the wind. So
and a helicopter over top at the moment.
Looks like.
Maybe they'll get close enough to put a little air behind Conrad's punt. What do you think?
Carmel only going back to about the 40-yard line. I mean, it's a pretty good wind right there. You need a good snap, good kick right here.
Conrad, 50-yard punter on the first one back in the first half. This one
not bad.
Short, but it's going to take a Center Grove roll. all the way down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line, 45 yards on the punt. So Conrad tonight a 50-yarder, and this one for 45. Coming into tonight, he was averaging 38 yards, so really helping the average tonight.
Well, I mean, when you're punting into the wind, you know, sometimes the uglier the punt, the better the punt. That time, he didn't kick it exactly the way he wanted to, but he got on the ground and it bounced about 10 or 15 yards. That's exactly what you want. I mean, Carmel was thinking they were going to get it at the 40, 45-yard line. They're all the way back at the 30.
So you're saying the punt in the first half, 50 yards, more like Mom. That one more like Dad.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no doubt about it.
At 10.5 minutes remaining third quarter, we'll see the Carmel Greyhounds offensively for the first time here in the third quarter. And
great job by the Center Grove defense of really stretching that play out. Not giving in, not allowing him to turn up field, and nice job.
Going back to Isaac James, he started the game tonight at quarterback. He's a senior at 5'11", picks up 4 yards, ball at the Carmel 34-yard line. Again, they used 2 quarterbacks in that opening quarter, and I thought we had a whistle on the play. Carmel kind of stopped.
Carmel. Somebody blew a whistle.
I think we may have had what you call an inadvertent whistle, but they're going to spot the ball and let the play stand. Again, both teams kind of stopped. I don't know if there could have been a whistle from like out in the stands, but the play stands.
Both teams heard it.
It's like third and a couple of yards here for the Greyhounds.
Right now.
At the 36, handoff. Center Grove wrapped him up initially, but great push by the Carmel O-line to get the first down, 4 yards for Pascal.
Well, this is an offense that can do a lot of things. When you take a look at it here, you can see the pile just pushes forward. But when you got this quarterback in there, all of a sudden, if you really stretch the field, you can throw the football down the field, you can throw it out, you can hand it off, he can run the option, he can do a lot of different things.
Pascal, maybe his biggest gain of the night,
about
gets
14.
it to the 45-yard line. Connor Steve with the tackle, and Ted, the Greyhounds tonight, it's been by committee
right there. But see how quickly they're back in there. They feel like they got something going here. They got the defense on its heels. They want to get that ball and go.
Back to Pascal, sidesteps a tackler. That second effort toward the end of the run gets him close to another first down. He's going to be short by 1.5 yards. But again, Carmel by committee tonight with the running game. Center Grove does that with the wing tee, but they've really been sharing the wealth in the running game.
But see again how quickly they've got the play in. Kevin has done a nice job of getting it to his quarterback. They've got the momentum on their side. Defense is on their heels. This is the thing that Joey needs to do in the Center Grove offense to get them moving a little better.
Late hit by the Trojans. Connor Steve with a late hit out of bounds. That's going to be 15 yards added on to the end of that play. That was just not a good play by the junior Connor
Yeah,
Steve.
you're going to take a look at it here. Quick pass. It's just a little screen out. He's trying to get it to your best athlete. And you can see he was 2 steps out of bounds, and he laid the wood to it. That'll be 15 yards. That'll get it down to, that'll be half the distance basically down to the 15-yard line.
Indiana's largest and most respected full-service sheet metal and custom metal crafter is soon moving from Bloomington to Greenwood. Pointer Sheet Metal. If you have a project in metal, big or small, give Joe Lansdale a call.
All right, 15-yard line, first down 10. Center Grove really has not had the answer to anything Carmel's thrown at him here in the third quarter.
New set of downs at the Trojan 15. Some shifty running by Carmel inside the 10.
We're talking about the offensive line, but the offensive line, we talked about this for Carmel. I mean, they got veterans. They're about 260 average, and they're doing a heck of a job of opening things up for them.
Run by, that is Tobias Watkins, a 5'6 junior, and Center Grove hangs on to dear life. Making the tackle just inside the 5. Looks like they got it down to the 2.
Yeah, first and goal at the 2.
Great drive here by the Carmel Greyhounds.
I mean, you got to put somebody in the middle. They're going to give it to the fullback one more time, and he's just going to run it right in there.
He does, right up the middle. Touchdown Carmel. 2-yard touchdown by their workhorse, Shakir Pascal, his second touchdown of the night.
And
First one went for 5, that one for 2.
Is the Center Grove defense was on the field so much in the first half. I mean, that did not look like the same defense we've watched play all year. They looked a little tired. They got on their heels. Now, give Carmel credit. They threw the ball. They rushed the ball. They, did a lot. Gave Center Grove a lot of different looks, but that looked like a tired defense out there.
Stacy to attempt the extra point kick. Boy, well done by the holder. Bobbled the snap, but he got it down. And Stacy with a great leg put it through. So it's 14-7 Carmel back in front. 8:09 to play here in the third quarter.
Is somebody hurt?
Somebody is down for the Carmel Greyhounds. Looks like a lineman, is down. Special thanks to Teddy's Burger Joint, once again providing our staff with a nice pregame meal. And Ted, you just can't go wrong with a restaurant with the word Ted or Teddy's in it. You know it's got to be good and quality, right?
I went for the breaded tenderloin tonight, and it was outstanding. I'd seen Rick eating it 2 weeks in a row, so I thought I'll do what he did. And what did he go with? He went the cheeseburger. That's what I've been eating the last 2 weeks. So anyway, they were both outstanding.
Teddy's Burger Joint, located on Southport Road, just off of State Road 37 behind Piper's and Anytime Fitness, locally owned and operated by a team of Southsiders. Kids, there's a play area with a chalk room, arcade, and sandbox. They also have live music on the weekends with a great outdoor patio. We believe in 2 things at Teddy's: burgers and happiness. So again, we do appreciate them really stepping up and providing our pregame meal this season. Also a great supporter of Trojan football. The lineman, he does run off to that far sideline, so that's good to see.
Looked like that might have been, I don't have my glasses on, maybe 61.
61, looks like that is Dan Ambrogi, and if so, his dad is the star beat writer, Mark Ambrogi.
I don't know exactly which one it was. It was 60. I don't see 61 as the starting lineup. So it's probably 69 or 67.
Could be.
Probably Moriarty, maybe.
Stacy to kick off. He's been great tonight with
know
his
where this one's
kickoffs
going.
to the end zone. This one to the end zone as well. So the Trojans will set up camp from their own 20-yard line. 8:09 to play, trailing 14-7 for the Greyhounds on that drive. 9 plays going back to the running game. 8 rushing plays, 1 pass, moving the ball 71 yards, 2 minutes, 21 seconds. Very efficient.
9 plays in 2 minutes.
Yeah, very efficient.
Yeah, they were up to the line and moving things.
Pascal, 2-yard touchdown run to cap it off.
Joey and the offense need to get it moving right here.
Straight ahead running. There's the sophomore sensation, Titus McCoy. He's been doing the majority of the running tonight for the Center Grove Trojans. He picks up 8 yards on first down.
Yeah, that's a great pickup. Nice job by the offensive line.
Good blocking up front for McCoy. Again, the blocking's been solid, especially on the run plays. We've seen some breakdowns with the O-line with the pass plays where Joey has to have some time to make a play, but on the quick pass plays, they've been effective. They wing back, Max Norris. Good job by the Carmel Greyhounds to clamp down the defensive end here on the near side, but Norris picks up 4 yards and the first down.
Take a look, good line. Offensive line push right there. You can see once he gets his shoulders squared to the line of scrimmage, he's a bear to put on the ground.
Luke Parker, senior, 6'2", 185 pounds, with the tackle for the Greyhounds. On first down, Siderwood's inside handoff to Calvin Daggett. Haven't called his number for some time. He tries to use that stiff arm, cannot get outside. Great pursuit by the Carmel defense. No yards for Daggett.
Yeah, it sure was. Very good defense right there. Calvin tried to get out around the corner and just not able to. You can see he tries to, and Carmel does a nice job of coming up. And again, number 10, their honorable mention All-State comes up makes an outstanding play.
Alex Atkins, he's a junior.
Yeah, he's a very, very good player. Smart player.
2nd and 10 from the Center Grove 34. McCoy trying to sprint outside. Nothing there. Cuts it back. Just gets what he can. That's just a few yards. Give him 3.
See, that was the thing we talked about 2 weeks ago with Warren Central. You've got to get somebody up the field. That's what Carmel did to make him turn. And see, when he's not able to get that corner, he has to turn back. Now you get a lot of help. So it was a good job by Carmel. Center Grove, very, very important here. I mean, you've got to find some way to pick this first down up again because otherwise you're kicking into that wind once again.
Sinis was the one here on the near side that turned that play in.
Yeah, 3rd and 7.
From the gun. They're coming after him. Siderwood sets up, throws it, completes it. I believe for progress where he caught it. It's right at the first down marker. I thought he caught it closer to the 45-yard line.
The guy across has got it first down.
I think it's a first down.
Spotted,
I think he caught it closer
here,
to the 45. This guy has it closer to the 44.
Well, the marker's right on the 44.
First down,
line.
Trojans.
Yeah.
First down, Center Grove.
Big play, timing play. You can see that Joey really likes Devin in there. He likes to have him as a target. They've obviously worked a lot together. He's not had him the last 2 weeks because of the concussion, but tonight he's targeted him 3 or 4 times already.
At the Trojan 44, first down. Norris in motion, flags down before the snap of the football.
That'll be Center Grove.
Tonight's game being presented by Duke Homes in its 28th year of business. Duke Homes continues to place its focus on its roots, producing and developing the best home sites and homes in Central Indiana. Duke Homes, a proud supporter of Center Grove Trojan football. The Greenwood Texas Roadhouse prides itself in providing each and every guest with legendary food and legendary service from their legendary team every day. Texas Roadhouse signature menu item includes their bone ribs, hand-battered chicken critters, tasty chicken dishes, seafood selections, made from scratch side items, fresh baked bread, and hearty hand-cut steaks. The Greenwood Texas Roadhouse, a proud supporter of Trojan football, and on 1st and 15. Looks like McCoy gets back, or at least real close, back to that original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he got about 4. It looked like he might get a lot more there. Carmel closed in on him quickly, but now all of a sudden it's 2nd and 10, 2nd and 11. So you need to pick up 5 or 6 yards here. It's going to be tough on 3rd down.
Looked like Jake Leach, 28, came in there low, upended Titus McCoy.
They've tried that timing pass a couple times, down and out. Looks like they're going to run the football here.
In motion. Daggett takes the handoff, tripped up just shy of the 50. Looked like he might have something going, and then all of a sudden goes down at the 49-yard line. Picks up 5.
He got 5. You know,
sure did.
Yeah, I mean.
But it just looked at the beginning like he might go for a big
see him
one.
right here. I mean, it looked like he might be able to split the defense, but at least now it's 3rd down and a short 6. Have a chance.
Jesse Clifford, 6'1" senior, made the tackle. Four minutes to play here in the 3rd. Titus McCoy cuts it up, gets what he can, gets it across midfield.
Yeah, and Rick sits here between us and just made an outstanding comment. I mean, look how many guys they got in the box. I mean, they got 8 or 9 guys in the box. You take a look at it, and you just can't. I mean, you got 6 guys trying to block 8. So it's just not going to work out. So at some point in time, you've got to show them that you can throw the football up the field. And so far, Center Grove has not done that.
4th and 3. Conrad out for the 2nd time here in the second half, his 3rd time here in the ball game. 3:30 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Center Grove down 14-7.
If you're Carmel, you want to make sure that they kick this away.
Good snap. Conrad, end over end. The punt returner is going to let it bounce. It's inside the 15, and it's going to be marked down at the 15-yard line. So a 34-yard punt by Conrad, his 5th punt of the season inside the 20. So, Ted, a good job by Drew to put the the Carmel offense deep in its own territory.
He's done a good job all year of placement, kicking, and getting the ball, making it difficult. This is going to be the most difficult quarter he'll have. I mean, shouldn't have to punt into the wind anymore. So Carmel's got 3 minutes here to use the wind at their back. Let's see what they do.
Pat Kendall of Farmers Insurance, a proud supporter of Center Grove football. As your personal agent, Pat Kendall believes in keeping you informed and aware of Farmers Insurance products. Pat Kendall will be the agent that his customers want to send their friends and families to. Contact Pat Kendall of Farmers Insurance at 317-888-0001. On first down, the Greyhounds going to that far sideline. 5-yard gain for Carmel. That's Michael Victrop back in at quarterback. And Ted, he really energized this Carmel offense, I felt like, in that first half coming off the bench.
He's really good. I mean, he can throw the football. He's got great speed, so he can run that option that they like to run. They're a different football team offensively when he's in the football game.
They'll give him 7 yards. Pretty good spot. 2nd and 3 for the Greyhounds. Ball at the Carmel 22-yard line. We're inside 3 minutes to play, third quarter. 14-7 Carmel. Whistles, flag down here on the near side before the snap of the football. Most likely this will be against Carmel. False start against the Greyhounds.
So you're looking at 2nd down and probably 8 now.
Had a little bit of movement on that left side. I think that's the left guard. He had a little bit of almost like a hiccup, if you will. And that's enough to get the penalty called. So march off 5 yards, 2nd and 8 for Carmel. Now at their own 17-yard line. Michael Victrop, junior at 6'1", fine-looking athlete. Stands tall in the pocket. Screen pass is complete. Center Grove did an awesome job. Josh Hart makes the tackle. He shot in there, and he just went for it and hits James for a 7-yard loss. That's a great senior play by Josh Hart.
It's not an easy play to make because you got to make sure that somebody doesn't run by you. So you take a look at it right here. Watch how he closes so quickly. I mean, he's reading the play already. He's seen it run about 6 or 7 times now. Watch him close. Does a nice job running right through the block and getting where he needed to be.
Back to live action. That should be a penalty. New rule. If you try to hurdle a defender, it should be called a penalty. They can throw the flag. They do not in this situation, so it's going to be now 4th and about 3 yards.
Got a punt.
This has to be a punting situation for Carmel, and they will bring on the punting crew with 1:38 to play in the third. 14-7 Trojans trail. Again, Victrop, the quarterback, just kept it. Almost a hurdle situation, but Ted, they can flag that now if you try to hurdle a defender. High booming punt by Jake Herr, and Steve this time will call for a fair catch at the 35-yard line. Great job by Herr, 42 yards on the punt. So we've seen some outstanding special teams play by both teams.
Well, good field position for Center Grove. Now they need to do something with it. They put themselves in a hole whenever they get an early penalty, and whenever you see them in 1st and 15, it's just a real struggle for this team. When Luke Calvert was in that situation, he was able to throw the football, and they could pick that up every once in a while. It's been a real struggle this year whenever they put themselves behind the 8 ball, which they've done a couple times tonight.
Devin Hensley splits out to the left side. He's been Joey Siderwood's top target tonight. Up the middle, going right back to the money man, Titus McCoy. 6 yards on first down. It is so important, Ted, with this wing T offense. Again, Center Grove struggling a little bit with the offense this year to get good yardage on first down.
Yeah, it just opens up the playbook when you're able to get 5 or 6 yards. Now you've got 2 or 3 downs to really, make the defense think a little bit about what you can do. You can look at throwing the football. You can spread it out. You can run it forward. I'd like to see Joey also in the shotgun maybe run the football himself. We saw him earlier, and it puts a lot of pressure on defenses.
Calvin Daggett gets the first down. Puts that hand down to keep his balance, keep his footing, and get the additional yards he needed for the first down. He picks up 7 yards with 29 seconds to play in the third.
Second time they've run the double crisscross back there, double handoff, and both times it's worked very successfully here tonight. So they've gotten good yards, I think 8 yards the first time, and they got another 6 or 7 right there. So move the chains.
Our third quarter being presented by Remax, the Linder McClurg team. New set of downs for the Trojans late in the third quarter, and this time they wrap up McCoy in the backfield. No chance for McCoy to get outside.
Yeah, I don't know what type of audibles and things they have in their offense. But, once in a while when you get up there and you see 8 or 9 guys, within 3 or 4 yards of the line, you have got to call your team out of something, call timeout. You got to do something. Otherwise, all of a sudden, this is where I'm talking about they struggle. Second down, and it's going to be 12 or 13 yards, and it's just really, really puts a lot of pressure on this defense.
That's our final play of the third quarter. 14-7 Carmel leads Center Grove in the 17th annual Copper Kettle game. We'll take a break. This is Center Grove Trojan football.
Hi, I'm Mark Linder.
And I'm Tiffany McClurg with the Linder McClurg team at Remax Select.
We would like to say thank you for making us Center Grove's go-to real estate team year after year.
We take great pride in supporting and giving back to our community. Throughout the years, we have supported many blood drives, fundraisers, and have been named a top donator for Riley Children's Hospital. We are super excited to be a top sponsor for Center Grove football this year. Remember, when buying, selling, or building, please remember to call the Linder McClurg team. Go Trojans!
Great win tonight at Ray Skillman Stadium, 14-7. Carmel by 7 over Center Grove. Our fourth quarter being presented by Aldi. Aldi, simply smarter shopping. Ted, it's been great. We knew the defenses would be great. Special teams has been great. Center Grove's offense much improved tonight, and we've got a heck of a ball game. We just wanted a competitive game all the way through, and that's what we have.
Yeah, the offense needs to move the football right here.
2nd and 12 for Siderwitz and the Trojans to begin the fourth quarter from their own 45. Handoff off right side of the line. McCoy gets it back to that original line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10 for Center Grove, and this is the difficult situation for this Center Grove offense. 3rd and long.
You do have the wind behind your back now, and that's a plus. Easier to throw the football. Obviously, if you need to punt, easier to do that kind of stuff. But the offense needs to move the football right here. They're putting their 4 wide group in, so look for them to throw the football right here. Joey was successful running the football the one time, too, when he was able to get away from the Carmel defense.
And I think that's something Coach Moore wants him to do more of, is run the football when the opportunity presents itself. And Siderwood's under pressure, now reverses field, and he's going to throw it, and he underthrew his wide-open receiver, Zach Smith, the intended receiver here on the near side. He was open, but Siderwood's just couldn't quite get enough on it. So it'll be 4th and 10, and the punting unit once again for the Trojans.
Nobody there. I mean, he had the cornerback right where you wanted him. You could even fake it and run right by him, probably. Here we are punting again. Again, if you're Carmel, you want to make sure that Center Grove punts this away. This is a situation I saw a game turn last Saturday when LSU was playing Wisconsin.
Low snap, Conrad, high hang time, got it away. It'll take a Center Grove bounce, all things considered. He got it away, did not get it blocked, and it'll be down inside the 25 at the 23-yard line. Not great distance, it's 30 yards, but he did a good job to handle the low snap.
And I know that, it's nice to see a guy kick a 55-yarder or a 20-yarder or whatever, but earlier in the game he kicked a 50-yarder, went in the end zone. Net, that's really a 30-yarder. I mean, right there at the 23, I mean, he did a heck of a job to get that football away. There were 2 guys in his face, and it looked like it was going to get blocked, and he saved his team about 35 yards right there.
Victor, quarterback for the Greyhounds. Man in motion. They hand it off to the man right behind him. That's Pascal. Gets it to the 25-yard line. A couple of yards on the carry for Pascal.
Well, this is an offense we've seen that can move the football and take a lot of time off the clock. That's what Kevin Wright would like to do. He'd like to get into about a 15-play, 6 or 7, 8 minute deal here. Center Grove needs to do something to get that football away from Carmel.
Our fourth quarter being presented by Aldi. Aldi, simply smarter shopping. From my understanding, the Center Grove Aldi going to be opening up here in October, real soon. A brand new Aldi here in Center Grove, and the Center Grove defense doing a great job flying to the football, clogging up any running lanes. Let's take a look at this great stand by the Trojans, led by Cameron Tidd.
Yeah, Center Grove doing a little bit of what Carmel's doing as far as bringing more guys up into the box, forcing Carmel to throw the football. Now, we've seen that Carmel is capable of throwing the football, but right now it looks like they might have to on 3rd and 5.
Cameron Tidd led the Trojans with 7.5 tackles last week against Whiteland. He is a run stopper. 3rd and 6 for the Greyhounds. Rolling and throwing and completing is Victrip, and he's very close to a first down. A good mark. Yes, he'll get the first down.
Yep, he got it.
Just got it by a yard.
Yeah, it's a confident football team. It's guys that know where the sticks are. They know how far they need to go, and it's a quarterback who did a nice job of rolling out and throwing under pressure, and he threw a nice ball that his receiver was able to catch quite easily.
Isaac James with the reception.
Sticks are all the way across the field, so it looks like they might call for a measurement right here. Eric Moore, it's right in his doghouse right there.
But it gives his defense a chance to rest.
Exactly.
So call for the measurement, and you never know. Maybe it is going to be short. But again, this is a great opportunity for your defense, who's been out there a long time tonight, to get a much-deserved rest. If you want an experienced professional Greenwood cosmetic dentist, look no further than Dr. Jim Heck at White River Family Dental. Give him a call at 855-896-2078, or for more information, go online at greenwoodcosmeticdentist.com. And Ted, that's why we asked for the measurement. It is short, 3rd and inches. Or 4th and inches. Is it 4th? 4th and inches, excuse me. 4th and inches. The clock says 4th and inches. The far sideline still says 3rd down, and now they move it to 4th down and inches. So tip your hat to Coach Moore asking for the measurement. I was a little premature, I guess, with my call. I thought it was a first down. So now we'll see her back out to punt this one for Carmel. He's been brilliant tonight.
Yeah, Center Grove wants to come up here, and he's punting into the wind. So, I mean, he's a guy that kicks a really high ball. He's great downwind. He might not be so good into the wind. So if you're Center Grove, you want to come up and save as much yardage as possible. You want to field this ball if at all possible.
Connor Steve
make
back
sure
deep.
that he kicks it. You know, I mean, if they hike it to one of those short guys, they could run it forward pretty easily. Wouldn't think they would do it. The percentages don't say they would do that, but you never know.
$9:29 to play in the fourth quarter. Trojans down a score. This one's high, but very short. Very short.
Exactly.
Got to get out of the way. Let it bounce. The Trojans let it bounce. It'll take a Carmel roll to the 40-yard line, and that by far is hers worst punt of the night, only 27 yards. So the Trojans, Ted, with great field position, plenty of time, 9:17 to play in the ball game, down 14-7.
There's plenty of time. I mean, Center Grove can obviously move the football quickly. We saw him 65 yards away, and we saw Max Norris in one play cover that. So there's plenty of time. The offensive line needs to move the football, and they need to continue to pick up yardage each and every down. I mean, you can't put yourself in that first and 15, 2nd and 12, things like that.
Titus McCoy for progress.
So you got about 3
yards for the sophomore.
But it's a tough 3, and again, the reason why is because Carmel continues to dare Center Grove to throw the football down the field. They're putting 8 or 9 guys in the box. In the box means they're about 3 yards from the line of scrimmage, and they are putting a tremendous amount of pressure on this offensive line.
Center Grove won the Copper Kettle last year at Carmel. Would love to keep it here on the south side. Last time the Trojans won a home game against Carmel, you go back to 2002. On 2nd and 6, he's got a man on that far sideline, and it's caught by Hensley. Touchdown, Trojans! Devin Hensley, 57-yard touchdown. First touchdown pass for the Trojans this season.
Here we
and
go.
Oh my,
take a look.
how timely was that?
We can't see how Devin got open, but he got wide open. He must have made a heck of a move, kind of an out and up, and got wide open. Joey just laid it out there in front of him. Devin ran right underneath it, perfectly thrown, perfectly executed. Big touchdown. A touchdown. We said they could score quickly, and they did.
Combs to do the long snapping. Siderwitz the holder. Snyder to kick. It's a low snap, but a good job by Snyder to put it right down the middle. We're tied at 14 apiece in the Copper Kettle game, and maybe more importantly, Ted, this is a conference game. Center Grove 0-1 in the conference, losing that heartbreaker to Warren in the season opener. Carmel 2-0 on the season. This is their first conference game of the season.
Well, I feel like it's a really important football game. I mean, every game's important. I mean, when you only play 8 or 9, every game's important towards a conference title. But we already got beat by Warren Central here on your home turf, and you're playing Carmel, or one of the best teams in the state. And next week you got to go to the west side, and probably the best team in the state right now, Ben Davis. So this is a game that you really need if you expect to make any noise in the mid-conference.
Tonight's game being presented by Pointer Sheet Metal, Indiana's largest and most respected full-service sheet metal and custom metal crafter, soon moving to the Greenwood area. Pointer Sheet Metal will relocate from Bloomington to a new state-of-the-art facility in December in Greenwood.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about there's not a lot of wind, but there's just enough that I think it was a great move by Eric Moore to defer when they won the toss early in the game. Defer so you would have that wind at your back in the fourth quarter. It really paid off right there. A short punt by Carmel gave Center Grove decent field position. I think Center Grove much more comfortable throwing the football when they do have the wind at their back.
Snyder has been perfect tonight on kickoffs to the end zone with the wind to his back. This one's high. Is it going to be deep enough? Yes, it is. Another touchback for Nathaniel Snyder. He's been good on all kicks this year except for one last week against Whiteland as far as putting it to the end zone. Gets a handshake from Coach Moore as he runs off the field. Again, Ted, in big games like this, it comes down to the little things. Special teams has to be special. Defenses have to play big. And for the Center Grove offensive line, much, much better tonight. But it's been the big play. 65-yard touchdown run by Norris. Now a 57-yard touchdown reception by Hensley. 2 of your veterans, 2 of your seniors making plays. From their own 20, Carmel will set up camp. Fakes the handoff. The Trojans not fooled. They read it well. Years ago, the Trojans really struggled with that, but tonight they've been very disciplined in making their reads correctly. Loss of 2 yards.
They're putting a lot of pressure on Carmel to throw the football. Carmel still wanting to run. Like you said, Kevin Wright likes to run the football. His teams that have had tremendous success in this state have been teams that first and foremost run the football. He's going to put it up in the air here.
Man in motion, Vickrick asking James to go in motion. The handoff right up the middle. Was that Pascal? 6 yards. Makes third down manageable here for the Carmel Greyhounds.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is a huge play. We saw their punter have trouble kicking into the wind, and if Center Grove stops him right here short, I would think they're going to have to punt again.
That was Pascal with the carry. 3rd and 6.
Well, you got to look out here to the right. They like to throw that little swing pass. He's going in motion now. They're running the football.
Running the football, not getting the yardage for the first down. The Trojan defense holding
Once again, really surprised right there. And now Carmel's they've got a punt again. I mean, really, really surprised that Kevin Wright decides to run the football, and nothing fancy. He didn't try the read option. He just ran it straight up the middle, expecting his offensive line to dominate things in Center Grove, not letting it happen.
The 6'5" senior, Jake Herr, to punt this one away. His last punt, less than 30 yards. This one, great hang time. Connor Steeb calls for fair catch at the Trojan 41-yard line. Well done by Connor Steeb. Center Grove with great field position, and they're going to celebrate a great stand by the Center Grove defense. They have set up the offense very, very well.
Well, I mean, as you said, well done by Connor Steeb. It's always a little nerve-wracking, I'm sure, if you're his parents or hoping that he doesn't fumble that football, but that's his job. I mean, that's what he practices every day, catching that football, no matter what the circumstance. And it saves his team usually 10 or 15 yards every time you come up and field the football, as he did right there.
At the Trojan 41, plenty of time. 6 minutes, 21 seconds to play in the fourth. Center Grove, Carmel tied at 14 apiece. Max Norris trying to find an opening. Found a lot of white jerseys. Back to the line of scrimmage, no gain.
Well, offensive line didn't get any push right there, and he ran into his offensive lineman. That you see right here, he runs right into 71, and there's just no push. I mean, 71 has got to be moving that guy up the field and get out of the way.
Clay Hadley, 71, trying to get that block. Great job by the Carmel D-line. 6 minutes to play in the fourth. This is what you expect in a Copper Kettle game. Tight game all the way down to the end. Daggett in motion. Delayed handoff. This is Max Norris. He bounces it outside, drags 2 or 3 Carmel defenders, and picks up 7 yards. And Teddy's got great footwork. Watch him here on this bounce out. Just watch his feet, how he keeps his feet chopping.
Yeah, he does a good job. You can see he got an extra 3 yards right there, just leaning forward and using that additional strength that he's gained in the weight room this year. 3rd down and 3. Are we in 4-down territory here, boys?
I don't believe so.
Rick says yes.
We'll see. We got to get this play under our belt first. If it's 4th and less than a yard, then I say go for it. Going to Titus McCoy. Titus is real close. He's just going to be just a few inches shy. I think at this situation, now that they're inches short, we'll see.
You got to go.
Got to go for it.
Well, it's a big play, though. I mean, it's a huge play. You turn the ball over right there.
5 minutes to play in the fourth, and I think Coach Moore has requested a measurement. Let's see if he'll get one.
They're not going to give him one.
They will not.
No.
And his offense on the field right now. He's talking to Devin Hensley, senior, here on the sideline, trying to call the next play. With 5 minutes to play. Let's see. At the moment, Coach still discussing with Hensley. Down to 10 seconds on the play clock. Coach laying the clock rundown, and then I would assume we'll take a timeout or could take the penalty to allow Conrad some more room to get the punt off, and he will take a timeout. And one would think they'll come back with the offense to try and pick up what they need is just get it basically to the 50 or on the other side of the 50 for the first down.
Well, you just need to get it to the 50-yard line, so it's only a foot away. But don't be surprised if he doesn't try to pull them off sides. But if you're Carmel here, you're looking to shoot the gaps and try to get penetrating in there once they hand the football off to get them a loss of yardage. So you really got to close down your gaps and not allow Carmel to shoot the gap. And then offensive linemen, you just have to do a nice job and move the defense out of the way.
Republic Services, a proud supporter of Trojan football. It's not just what we haul away, but the value we add to your experience and your bottom line that makes the difference. When you add proactive thinking and industry expertise to reliable service delivery, it's easy to see why Republic Services has become one of the strongest waste and recycling companies in the nation. Republic Services, proud to support Center Grove Trojan football. Our fourth quarter tonight being presented by Aldi. Only Aldi has the great food and low prices to make the big game even better. And boy, do we have a big game here tonight. 4:42 to play in the fourth. We're tied at 14 apiece. Center Grove needing just inches to get the first down. Here comes the offense. Trojan fans on their feet. You go with the quarterback sneak. They tried that before with Siderwitz, not tonight, but in a previous game. He did not get the yardage against Whiteland to get the first down. Or do you go to Max Norris?
I would think you go with Max.
Siderwitz will hand it off to Max Norris. He cannot get the push. Turnover on downs. They got him behind the line of scrimmage. He had no chance at all.
He had no chance. It's not his fault. And you know what? It's really not the offensive line's fault because look how many guys they got in there. There's no place to go. And then the backside comes around and wraps him up. There's just no place to go.
Noah Burks, Jr. at 6'3", was the one that wrapped him up and pulled him down.
He runs right in there. There's nothing. And you see the backside comes in and wraps him up, and he gets a little help, and there's just no room there. So
now you put the pressure on your defense. 4:39 to play in the fourth. Great field position for the Greyhounds. Pascal, Center Grove, they stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
Well, I'm really surprised at Kevin Wright. He can see that Center Grove is doing. Center Grove has struggled because, Joey has had a little difficulty throwing the football down the field. But Carmel's shown that they can throw the football, and yet he refuses to throw the football here in a situation where I think they're going to have to.
It appeared Cameron Tidd made the tackle for the Trojans, 2nd and 10. Victrip rolling, throwing, and completing, and he rips out of the tackle. Looked like on the initial hit that was Blake Moran, 6'2", junior cornerback.
Boy, watch this. If the defensive back plays the ball, he could knock that ball away. I mean, he was there. He was there for sure. Not able to knock it away. Here we are, 3rd down and 5.
At the Trojan 44. Looking to the sideline for the play.
You would think they're going to run it here. You would think he's in 4-down territory and he's looking to run the football.
Pascal behind or right next to the quarterback. Quarterback fakes the handoff. He's going to keep it, and he's got the first down. He's inside the 40, first down. Well done by Michael Victrip.
He really put his head down and really made makes a nice fake, fakes it in here, and then look at him put his head down. He's got really quick feet. He can really run the football.
Sodrell on the tackle. New set of downs here for the Greyhounds. 3:15 and counting in the fourth.
Isaac back at quarterback.
James.
You know they're going to run it when he's in there.
James fakes it, trying to sprint it outside and gets a tackle on the edge, or a block, I should say, and runs out of bounds and stops the clock with 3:05, picks up 8 yards.
I mean, if you're Center Grove and you see James in the football game as quarterback, you know they're going to run the football. I mean, you don't even have to think about pass. There is no way they're passing the football when he's in the football game as a quarterback.
2nd and 2 at the Trojan 30. James hands it off. Pascal looking for the first down, and helmet comes flying off of one of the Carmel offensive players. He'll have to go to the sideline for a play. And it will be a Greyhound first down.
Okay, so we're down to about the 26-yard line. We got 3 minutes to go in the football game. Center Grove's defense got to make a stand.
At the Trojan 26. Again, they're going against the wind, Carmel is, so try to keep them out of the end zone, force a field goal opportunity. Ball to the 20.
You can see they're getting their offensive line is getting a huge push. I mean, he didn't have a lot of running room right there, but their offensive line continued to push, and he got 6 yards. Look at him just continue to push him forward. There he goes. Got 5 or 6 yards.
Tidd again on the tackle. 5 yards for Pascal, 2nd and 5 at the Trojan 21.
Yeah, they got the other quarterback back in. Again, push. Look at the push he's getting.
Just keeps driving right in the middle. Keeps the clock running. Close to another first down.
Yeah, Kevin Wright would like to move it right down inside about the 5-yard line, and then just try to run the clock out, either kick a field goal or run it in for a touchdown.
2 minutes to play, 3rd and 1. Sticking with the running game, the quarterback kept it. I don't know if he got enough or not. Did he fall forward?
Looked like the Carmel guys by the sign over there felt like he did.
I think his forward lean at the end of the run got him the first down.
Yeah, it looks like they're moving the chains. Yep.
That's Michael Victrup. He stands at 6'1", pretty tall young man. First down, Carmel. 1:55 to play.
I mean, if you're Center Grove right here, you've got to do something. You can't just keep going straight up. You got to shoot the gaps. You got to do something to create some havoc in there.
Pascal, power running right up the gut.
Looks like
gets
a tired
it
defense.
to the 5. Yes.
A defensive line that has spent, we don't have the stats as far as how much time they've been out there, but they've been out on the football field a long, long time tonight, this defense. They've shown a lot of heart and played really well.
Carmel quickly to the line of scrimmage, and this time Pascal does the Trojan defense a favor. He trips right as he takes the handoff.
Somebody called timeout.
The clock stops with 1:25, and you can see Pascal, as he took the handoff, kind of tripped on the turf. 3rd and 1. 3rd and 1 the call for the Carmel Greyhounds. At the Trojan 6-yard line, 1:10 to play in the 4th. We're tied at 14 apiece. Running play, they chop him down at around the 5, and I think he does get the first down. I think he just got it across the 5 for the first down.
We're at 1:01, minute and 1 second left in the game. Take a look at it. You can see, again, their offensive line getting a little push. There's not much room there. Pretty good stand by the defense, but
first and goal.
It's hard when it's only 1 yard to go.
First and goal at the 5. From the gun, right back to Pascal, and he's in there for his 3rd touchdown of the night. And Carmel moves ahead 20-14, and he was hit late. I did not see a flag down. They did hit him in the end zone, but no flag.
Well, we talked about it early. I mean, Carmel, give credit to Carmel's offense. They came in and did a nice job of moving the football down the field, but also we talked about the number of plays that this defense has been on the field tonight. And right there, it looked like a tired defense. They just could not seem to get their feet underneath them, and the offensive line for Carmel dominated that series.
Nick Stacy with the PAT kick. Last snap was low for Carmel. Great job by the holder to handle it. That's Michael Victrup, the quarterback. Good snap, good hold. The kick a little bit to the left, but he still puts it between the uprights, and it's now a 21-14 ball game. The Trojans down by a touchdown with 56 seconds left to play, and still time for the Trojans to do something, but Ted, they've made 2 big plays tonight and scored twice. They need another one here late.
Well, they've been fortunate to hang in the football game. Max Norris has made some big plays for him. Devin Hensley made an outstanding move and catch. A great throw by Joey to get him that 2nd touchdown. Be interesting to see what Carmel does kicking the football off. I mean, nobody kicking it this way tonight has been able to get it to the end zone, or has not even tried to get to the end zone. The one time Center Grove kicked it this way, they pooched it. So let's see what Carmel does. But great field position. If they could get any type of field position, it sure would help.
Great methodical drive by Carmel, utilizing a lot of clock. 12 plays. They ran it 11 times, moved it 49 yards. It took 3 minutes, 43 seconds, and Pascal was with his 3rd rushing touchdown of the night. Carmel in front, 21-14, and I believe, yes, he's got room from the 1. That is Connor Steve, and he is short of the 20, and mad scramble for the football. It came out to unravel the pile. It may change hands a few times, Ted. Let's watch the replay. He takes it from the 1 and takes a pretty good hit right as he came across the 15. And did he jar it loose, the first man down?
Yeah, he grabbed his arm. Looked like Center Grove has it.
Center Grove will maintain possession. Tough field position from its own 16-yard line. 49 seconds to play with.
Yeah, you got 84 yards to move the football. So, and you got 49 seconds in your team that doesn't really throw the football that much. So you got to do something. You got to try to do something.
Siderwitz under pressure, running, throwing, and completing on that far sideline to Devin Hensley. Well done by Hensley to catch it and to run out of bounds, but he comes up limping. Hensley a little lame after that play. Good job by Siderwitz, really stepping up in the pocket. Good on his feet and makes a nice completion.
Best when he is on the move. They need to get him moving in the pocket, whether it's swinging him out. When he has to stand in the backfield, fake, and then try to find somebody, he needs to be moving, looking downfield. He's much better when he's moving.
9 yards for Hensley. Picks up the first down is now Joey Siderwitz. He's down the sidelines and out of bounds. Wow, well done, Joey Siderwitz. We talked about it. He's got that capability of running the football.
Yeah,
Look at
he's
this.
Much more dangerous when he's on the move right here. Good block right there, able to spring him forward, and he's down to about the 45-yard line. So Joey needs to be moving with that football. He's not a pocket passer.
What's the call here? What do we have? There's a discussion on the field, a flag down at around the 44-yard line, and
we're speaking to Carmel.
Coach
so
Moore not happy, so this will go against the Center Grove Trojans, whatever it is. It's a first down for Center Grove because it is a spot foul, but it's still going to negate a great pickup for Joey Siderwitz, so they'll mark it off the 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
Well, they called holding at the 44-yard line is basically where they called
it. Right,
and then Joey only got to the other 45. I mean, by that time, how could
21 yards penalty?
Wow, I don't know.
37 seconds to play. Center Grove down 21-14 at their own 34, but they do have a new set of downs here to work with. Siderwitz has a man. It is complete at the first down marker. They should stop the clock to move the chains. They should stop the clock, and they do at 32 seconds. Pass is complete to David Wielden. He's a senior. His first reception of the season. Once they spot the ball, blow the whistle, the clock will wind. Center Grove trying to get set up here, trying to get organized. Now they're ready to go. 32 seconds to play. 1st and 10 again for the Trojans. Siderwitz throwing to that far sideline, and it is incomplete, nearly picked off by the Carmel deep man, and he comes up limping.
He was limping last. He made the tackle last, and you could see he was cramping. He was pulling his toes, and then he went back, and they went right at him. But you can see when he jumps, he cramps again here, but looks like he'll probably try to finish it out.
Hensley,
26.
Hensley, intended receiver. 26 seconds to play.
And Carmel obviously going to keep it in front. I mean, they know you have to get into the end zone. No field goal is going to do you any good. You've got to get to the end zone.
Siderwitz, incomplete. I think Hensley dropped it.
He
yes,
didn't get his hands on
he
it.
dropped it. Center Grove still with a couple of timeouts left, but the incomplete pass stops the clock with 21 seconds. 3rd and 10 for the Trojans.
I'll tell you what, Joey actually looks more comfortable in this fast-paced, 2-minute type of offense. I mean, running the football, the way he's going back, and desperation of finding people. I mean, every time he's found people that have been open, they've not always caught the football, but he's looked good. I mean, you need to put him in some of these open field situations.
3rd and 10 from their own 45. Siderwitz with time, has a man, it's Hensley, takes a big hit, gets away from the hit, first down, stops the clock with 12 seconds to play. Hensley with the first down catch, stops the clock with 12 seconds to move the chain. Center Grove still with 2 timeouts. Coach Moore calling for a timeout. He stops the clock with a timeout with 12 seconds, and boy, Hensley took a shot, and we could see Hensley at about the 40-yard line.
They spun him around, and somebody popped him pretty good. You're going to take a look at it here again. Joey really looks for Devin. He likes him. You can see him. You don't get to see it, but he spun around. A great catch, spun around, got popped pretty good, but still made the play.
16 yards on the completion, and Ted, you are so correct. Joey's just back there making plays. Let her rip and making plays.
Yeah, they need to put him in open field situations. That's where he's most comfortable. That's where he puts the most pressure on the defense. And he likes having number 5 out there on the field. I mean, the last 2 weeks he's not been able to have him on the field because of a slight concussion. So Devin back this week and back in a big way.
12 seconds on the clock.
I mean, what you would like
with 1 timeout remaining.
What you'd like to do is you'd like to get another first down here, and that would give you a chance where you could comfortably throw a couple passes into the end zone and hopefully complete one. But
you would think a couple of more plays for the Trojans. They should have time for a couple of more plays. Again, 1 timeout remaining, 12 seconds
Carmel's
in the fourth.
Going to try to make you catch it in the middle of the football field.
Siderwitz from the gun. Siderwitz across the middle, looking for McCoy, incomplete. They were looking for a holding call. Siderwitz wanting the call. Coach Moore wanting the call. They wanted a hold. Let's see if we have a replay. I thought McCoy might have been held up. I don't know if we're going to see it.
Yeah, it's hard to see it right there. Linebacker, and he got tangled up a little bit, but he was open.
8 seconds to play with 1 timeout remaining. So the Trojans, one would think, should have time for 2 more plays with that 1 timeout remaining.
Well, you got to be careful. The offensive line needs to do their job. I mean, you can't let a lineman get through there and sack Joey. Got to protect him, give him a chance.
Flags down. This will go against the Trojans. Yeah, they need to put time back on the clock.
What was there, 8-2?
Yeah, I think it was 8-2. Right now it says 7-1. Again, the penalty before the snap of the football. False start against the Trojans. The official asking to put 8.2 seconds back on the clock. Ted, regardless of how this game turns out, Center Grove has definitely improved from week 1 to week 2, now to week 3. They are steadily getting better.
Yeah, their offense looks better tonight. I mean, they're able to move the football against a good defense.
From the gun, Siderwitz throwing down the middle of the field, looking for Hensley, nearly picked off. And 3.6 seconds left, and the Trojans should have time now for just 1 more play. Coach Moore talking to Siderwitz here on the sideline, getting ready for this final play. One would think, barring a defensive penalty.
Always wonder here, real aggressive defensive coordinators will, put a couple extra guys in there to rush the quarterback, not giving him time to throw it to the end zone. In these prevent defenses, you give the guy enough time, he can throw it up there. You never know what might happen. Here we timeout.
Taking their final timeout. Coach wanted Joey to take that final timeout to call this last play, get organized and regroup and see what they can pull out here with 3.6 seconds to play. They need 43 yards for the score. Our fourth quarter being presented by Aldi.
I think you made an outstanding point. Whether they win or lose, they're a better football team tonight than they were last week in Whiteland. Carmel, obviously, a much better football team than the Whiteland Warriors. Whiteland played very, very well, and give them credit, but Center Grove did not play their best football, and tonight, much more intensity. The defense has been good all year, but the offense needs to show people they can move the football. And I've been very impressed with Joey here in this, not afraid of this situation, not afraid to try to move the football, kind of that nothing to lose attitude. I mean, that's the type of attitude that he needs to take out each and every night and prove to people that he can quarterback this team and move them up and down the football field. Because with his legs and his open field ability to move around, I mean, he puts a lot of pressure on the defense. Remember, if there's a penalty on the last play of the game, also that will continue. So we think this is going to be the last play of the game, but you never know.
3.6 seconds to go, and Siderwitz from the gun. He's looked very good here on this final drive of the ball game. from the 43-yard line. Trojans need a score. Siderwood steps up, still looking, now rolls to his right, and now throws it on the run, looking for Hensley. It's incomplete, and he flags down. Any flags down?
I don't see any.
I don't see any flags. That's the ball game. The Carmel Greyhounds win it 21-14 over the Center Grove Trojans. I was looking for a flag, and what I think I saw was some of the Carmel yellow cleats and tape on the ground.
Yeah, one of the officials almost got knocked down as guys came together, but no flags.
Great ball game tonight. Copper Kettle will go back to the north side to Carmel. The Greyhounds lost it last year as the Trojans won a great one at Carmel last year, but tonight Center Grove just couldn't quite muster up enough points. Again, much improved, though, by the Center Grove Trojans. The offensive line performed much better, and all in all, I just think the Trojans are getting better every week.
Well, it was a great high school football game. You talked about there's a lot of great rivalries in the MIC Conference. I mean, Warren Central's a great team. We got to go to Ben Davis, but there's no better rival than this right here: Carmel and Center Grove. The North versus the South, and both teams well coached. They take a lot of pride in what they do. The communities take a lot of pride in what they do. And it was just a great football game. And as you mentioned, most importantly, don't look at the scoreboard. This Center Grove football team got better tonight, and because of it, there'll be a better football game next week and the week after.
Ted, thanks a lot for your help. Have a great week. We'll see you next week.
Thanks.
Stay tuned. Coming up next will be our post-game show with Rick Embry, and we'll recap tonight's game. Again, the final 21-14 Carmel, the number 1 team in the state, over the Center Grove Trojans, who's ranked number 6 in the Copper Kettle game. This is Center Grove Trojan football.
The milk from other supermarkets is fresh, wholesome, and expensive. The milk from Aldi is also fresh and wholesome, but it costs a lot less. And when you consider that our milk comes from the same place as theirs does, paying more for it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Not even to her. At Aldi, the same is always better when it costs less. And that's the truth.
Where's the best place to get answers about your water? Aqua Systems, the home water experts. Since 1959, Aqua Systems has been manufacturing and installing top-quality water softeners, drinking water systems, and whole-house filtration systems for even the toughest water issues. Stop by anytime to get your water tested free and learn more about how we can help you have better water. If you need bottled water or salt delivered to your home or office, we do that too. CG football fans, mention this ad and get a special discount. And most importantly, go Trojans.
I'm your hot water heater. You hardly know I exist. That's too bad. Because if my pressure relief valve gets stuck... We hot water heaters can transform into rocket-propelled wrecking balls. And if you got the wrong home insurance coverage, it's your bank account that might explode. So get Allstate.
Good hands, good home. Make sure you have the right home protection. Talk to an Allstate agent.
When I raised my son, I never knew he was going to be a custom home builder. But what I did know, whatever he did, he would be the best.
Final score tonight from Ray Skillman Stadium, 21-14. The number 1 team in the state of Indiana, the Carmel Greyhounds, hang on to beat the number 6 team, the Center Grove Trojans, in just a great ball game. We expected a highly competitive contest tonight. Both teams great with the defenses, great with the special teams, and Rick Embry now joins me on the post-game show. And Rick, what I really like is the Center Grove offense really stepped it up tonight. The offensive line much better tonight. We saw Joey Siderwitz on that last drive throwing the ball much better, and the big plays tonight for Center Grove. Max Norris 65-yard touchdown run, the big pass play over the top top to Devin Hensley. So the Trojans, with the big play tonight, scored a couple of touchdowns, but just not quite enough to beat Kevin Wright and a very, very good Carmel team.
Yeah, and I'm sure Coach Moore, he's never into moral victories, but you have to like the product that was on the field tonight for Center Grove. I mean, multiple people coming into this game were worried about, is this going to be a blowout? The mighty Carmel team that's beat a couple very good teams, not allowed very many points. You wondered if Center Grove was going to be able to score at all, but they came up with a couple big plays today. The 65-yard touchdown run by Norris in the first half that tied it at halftime, and then a fantastic out and go by Devin Hensley, and Joy hit him in stride. It feels like exactly what you said. Joy got a lot more confident in that fourth quarter with the wind at his back. He looked like, and Ted mentioned it towards the end of the game, he looked like a completely different quarterback when it was a high octane, up tempo type offense in that final 1 minute or 2 minute drill. So lots of positives to look at tonight. They ran the ball pretty well between Norris and McCoy. I think they were over 130, 140 yards running the ball, so that's a fantastic effort. Plus Joy threw the ball well. Obviously a big help to him was having Devin Hensley back at that wide receiver position.
Rick, the Center Grove defense was on the field a lot tonight, and I credit Carmel's coaching staff. Great game plan tonight. They really stuck with the running game. They did sprinkle in the pass, but it was mainly the running game, and they had some long, deliberate drives, especially the last scoring drive took a lot of time and took a lot of clock, and it really did not leave Center Grove much time to work with, about a minute left to work with on that last drive. But I really liked their game plan, and I think as the game went on, very hot, sticky night tonight, the Center Grove defense seemed like to me on that last drive might have been a little bit fatigued.
Yeah, and when you talk about in the first quarter, we had talked at the end of the quarter, Carmel had already run 23 plays in that first quarter to Center Grove 6. So Center Grove had gotten only had been able to run 5 plays before they had to punt, and Carmel was on the field a lot in that first quarter. And you think, great, the defense made stops, but that eventually is going to wear you down in that fourth quarter, having that short field. I mean, really the play of the game, if you want to look at things, was Center Grove going for it on 4th and 1 at their own 50-yard line and not making it. Because that immediately gave Carmel a short field, and Carmel, to their credit, just drove down the field. I think in that entire drive they had 1 pass, 8 runs, and 1 pass in that drive, and like you said, they just sort of punched it down the throats of Center Grove and scored with under a minute to go, and then didn't leave Center Grove enough time to come back.
Rick, you look forward to next week, Center Grove going to the road for the first time in the conference, maybe playing the best team in the state of Indiana, the Ben Davis Giants. They got a great one in their quarterback. Kastner's having a fabulous start to the season. Always difficult to play at Ben Davis, but you know what? I'm very encouraged what I saw tonight for Center Grove, now going over to Ben Davis next Friday.
Well, I mean, if you look at the schedule never gets easier for Center Grove, but if you look at the first 4 games that they've played, Warren Central, who's in the top 5, Whiteland, who's in the top 4 of 5A. Then you turn around and play Carmel, who's number 1. Next week you play Ben Davis, who's not only 2nd in the state, but 17 in the nation. So it just never gets easier, but I'm sure Coach Moore has a lot of positives that came out of tonight's game. You're going to have a little bit more of a hop to the kid's step and feeling more confident, even though you're going over and playing a very good Ben Davis team who not only has a lot of weapons on offense, but they're sitting there on defense with 2 or 3 high-level D1 prospects out there on defense.
And Carmel goes home to play Pike. That would be a great ball game. Pike puts up a lot of points.
And in that, Pike played Ben Davis tonight, and Ben Davis was up big, 34 to 13, and last check when I looked, it was 34 to 30. Ben Davis. So that was a shootout, and I think that was early in the fourth quarter or late in the third quarter. So Pike's definitely another team that's explosive and able to put up points, and you're right, that'll be another fantastic game. But Carmel has a very good defense, and it's hard they bend a little bit, but they didn't break tonight and gave up a couple big plays to Center Grove, but was able to come out with the victory.
Rick, before we wrap things up here from Ray Skillman Stadium, we want to take some time here to do a special drawing. This is for the Center Grove Bantam Football League. Rick Embry and now Bo Barrett also joins us, both coaches and board members with the Bantam Football League, and this is a special thing that they're going to do. And Rick, tell us a little more about this.
Sure. This year for our fundraiser for Bantam, we did something a little bit different. Instead of selling product like we have in the past, we decided to have a
little fundraising cards that we sold for $10 a piece, and we encouraged all of the kids. There's approximately 500 players in Bantam between the tackle players, the flag players, and the cheerleaders in the entire program, and we encouraged each of those kids to try to sell 15 of those fundraising cards, and from that, we're doing a drawing for every day the month of September. So tonight we'll do the first 7 days. The first was Monday through next Sunday, the 7th, and each of those days have a value between $50 and $200. So somebody could buy one of these basically raffle tickets for $10 and then able to win between $50 and $200 that each day the month of September. So we'll go ahead and get the drawings out for the month of September. So the first day, September the 1st, the amount is $200, and the winner for this one is Bo Barrett doing the drawing here for us.
Looks like Richard Schott. And so people don't think that they have to contact us. We'll have all of these names and contact these people, but we'll have all of these names put out on the Center Grove Bantam website by tomorrow morning as well, that people can check. So the second day is Tuesday. The second $50 winner looks like Judy Swindell, and I apologize if I'm butchering anybody's names here. Third day is another $50 for the third. And that winner is Cindy Boyce.
That'll do it for our coverage of Friday Night Football tonight on FM 107.5 and 1070 Fan. Final tonight from Center Grove High School.
On the 4th, the Thursday, is a big $150 winner here. And that winner is Laura Rich.
That game will be at Brownsburg. Take time is set for 7, and we hope you join us then. Remember, football fans, the NFL season starts on Sunday for the Colts.
Friday the 5th is a $100 winner, and that winner is Tim Dibwad.
You can join me, Jim Sorgi, JMB, and Joe Stasiak for the pregame huddle starting at 5:30 on Sunday. Great job by our entire
Saturday the 6th is another $100 winner, and that winner is Bob Vetter.
Stay tuned. It's Indiana Sports Talk coming up with Bob Lovell. He's got scores of every game in the state tonight, plus interviews with broadcasters and coaches. Good night tonight from Center Grove.
And Sunday the 7th is our final drawing for tonight. That's a $150 winner. And the winner of that was Kevin Armour. Kevin Armour. Sorry, not Kevin Conrad.
I thought it was going to be a big winner there.
There might have been some people call shenanigans if that happened with Kevin standing there. So next week we'll have another 7 drawings, but once again, just thanks to everybody for participating. It was a big year for the fundraiser, and we appreciate the help.
Rick, thanks for your help tonight. Have a great week. We'll see you at Ben Davis.
Thanks, Kevin.
Tonight's game was produced by Center Grove Gridiron Productions, New 5 Creative, and CenterGroveSportsNetwork.com. The executive director is Aaron Holt. Executive producer, Matt Murray. Camera operator, Austin Tyke. And our statisticians, Bo Barrett and Jamie Smith. Special thanks to Center Grove Athletic Director John Zwitt and head football coach Eric Moore, and Carmel AD Jim Inskeep, and head football coach Kevin Wright for their help with tonight's broadcast. Once again, Center Grove falling at home, 21-14 your final. Center Grove 1-2 on the season, 0-2 in the conference. Carmel 3-0 overall, 1-0 in the conference. The Trojans will be at Ben Davis Friday night at 7 o'clock for a conference game. Carmel returns home to host Pike for a MIC game. Until Friday night, this is Kevin Conrad for Ted Kittrell and Rick Embry saying goodnight, everyone, from Ray Skillman Stadium at Center Grove High School.